Hello everybody, welcome! I'm not doing the cliche catchphrase intro today. Welcome. We're here with this. We're looking ugly. It is a VOE stream. It is about Castora. We are, however, in Kessex Hills. That's very strange. WoodenPotatoes, I hear you cry. Why are we in Kessex Hills? Well, so I was doing a couple of the new achievements. So in the last part, I kind of reviewed like all the masteries, and specifically said they're not fun, they're not engaging to me, they're not been an interesting system. The closest we get is with the Skimmer stuff, but then I listed like all the bits of the Skimmer and basically said they all fell flat. However, I do want to tack on to that and sort of correct my commentary a little bit there, because there is an element of the Skimmer that I do like. I think the scanning is pretty cool. It's kind of an easier, higher QOL version of the Warclaw or whatever, but you know, like the animations are cool. And I think the gameplay's alright, actually. So what I didn't realise, too, and this is what I've been doing yesterday, is that it's not just a Castoran thing. So if we go have a look at our generic Castora achievements, what you'll find here is beach combing, which is use your Skimmer's Aether location skill to collect Skimmer Dredge treasures in open world maps across Tyria. And I interpret that to basically just mean Castora, but there's this one here, Skimming the Seas. Use your Skimmer's Aether location skill to collect 20 Skimmer Dredged treasures in open world maps across each of the main regions. So you see, I've got 20 in Castora, and then Janthir is listed, and the Heart of the Maguma is listed, and Janthir is listed, and everywhere is listed. So I've done the Tarnished Coast and the Steamspur Mountains. So, well, basically, I guess I'll go to a new region and just show you guys. Shall we go to Janthir for a second? Here you go. So there's a nice big waterway right here at Janthir. And they must have, like, algorithmically put all of these chests around. Did some poor dev literally sit and comb the entire goddamn world for locations that chests can spawn? I don't know. But basically, we can hit the scanning device, sail around, and eventually we can pick... Now, I just sail on the surface. I don't know whether I should be sailing underwater. Is that what it's called? What does a submarine do? It doesn't swim. Does it drive? Does it drive underwater? It doesn't sail underwater, does it? Sailing gives me some sense of there needing to be wind to go into the sails. But then again, does it like a motorized boat without sails sail? Anyway, basically, we should... I mean, we seem to be getting quite unlucky here. We should get a chest, and then when we open it, you'll see how they've structured all the achievements. The water flickering is very, very bizarre right now. You see all this water flickering? That's crazy. It did have Janthir on the list, didn't it? See, maybe there are all chests here. They're just underwater and I need to submerge. The gameplay of this is alright, right? So you sail around Tyria. It's a grindy thing. It's a grind achievement, right? They're not reinventing the wheel. It's not a fucking climactic final story instance. So before you bitch and piss and moan and be a Debbie Downer about it, you know, it's a grind achievement. It's for people who are putting a little bit more time in with the game. And as far as grind achievements are concerned, I quite like it, you know? It's nice. You zone out. You get a huge variety of different environments. Like, I was just sitting here listening to the ambience of my Skimmer. You know, you could put music on, podcasts on, whatever. There you go. There's a chest. That was really rare, by the way. Usually the chests come in way quicker than that. So you find a chest, and when you first get a chest in a new region, it unlocks a whole new subcategory for you. See, so this is now popped up. Skimming the Seas, Janthir. So you can get 20 in Janthir, and that's worth like 2 AP. And then you can get 20 here, 20 here, 20 here, and, you know, eventually have it completely done. So that's kind of one of the things that I've been doing between the two episodes. I'm not going to be dedicating an episode of the series to just sailing around for ages and ages and ages trying to get all the chests. Sorry, that's not going to be a thing. I will, however, show you guys Kessex here, because as far as I remember, let's see. Let's toggle the paths off there. I was getting quite a lot of chests. There you go, like instantly, as soon as I pressed the button there. I was getting quite a lot of chests here. And you'll see, so I've got pinned up there on the top right, Skimming the Seas Crater. It's only at 40. I thought I'd left it a bit higher. I was going to just show you guys me completing it. But yeah, you're just sailing around. So for the Shiver Peaks, which is the region that I've completed, I spent a bunch of time in Mount Maelstrom because you got that huge ocean out there. Here's another one. The only slightly iffy thing about like the user experience of this, right, is what I want to be doing is looking at the maps. I want to just be sailing around actually looking at the environment, right? That's what Guild Wars 2 set out to do. It's what I prefer to be doing. And so if I do just keep my eyes fixed like under where my cursor is here as I just sail around, I do get a notification saying a chest has appeared, but it kind of only drifts onto the screen very slowly, the text. And then what I immediately have to do is drag my eyes all the way to the bottom right to actually see where the red circle is getting pinged. And so what that naturally does, what that really means is, well, I don't know whether other people have this exact same experience. I don't really look at the environment as much as I'd like. Because I'm scared I'm going to miss chests, or because the truth is, the red ping comes up instantly. It doesn't slowly drift onto the screen. It just pops up. And I'll immediately know exactly where it is. So my eyes are just constantly underneath Liss's icon on the bottom right. Just, you guys can't really see because Liss is there. Yeah, let me move this up. I should have done this a long time ago, right? The whole series. In fact, last year's series, I should have had the mini-map up there. So yeah, you see how it's pinging, and it's revealing the dots, and it's revealing enemies. And eventually I'll see like a red bing bing will appear there, and then you just run in. So I just kind of spend most of my time looking at the mini-map, unfortunately. And so it's not totally ideal. It's not completely the best thing, but it's all right, you know. And last year, I found getting all of the Warclaw chests really grindy and really slow and not particularly fun. This, I'm actually finding quite novel, and it's all right. So there you go. That's about it. Let's head back over to Castora now. Now, do I want to do it on Liss? I guess so. Yeah, it's funny how when you click the Castora icon, it brings you to this, which really makes it feel like that has to be the next map, right? And you know what? If they had another map, if they had 2 more maps, even of this size, there's still going to be so much of Castora that we've never visited. I mean, look at this. If you watched my pre-release coverage of this expansion, I talked briefly about a Shaman tweet where Shaman said, oh my god, you know, Lion's Arch is just this. And it looked ridiculous. It was like, what are you talking about? But no, he's totally right. Look at how fucking massive all this art is. So they've left themselves space for a return to the Seers one day. I don't know. In a way, they're actually following a rule of world building and lore, and sort of, well, let's say lore design and lore presentation that I really stand by. So, like, for my own projects, I kind of have, like, a rule, right? Which is that I never give you the full thing. Like, never. I mean, it's not a super hard and fast rule. Obviously, when it's important to, you can. But, for example, if I'm introducing you to a nation, right? You might be able to explore 1 or 2 towns, but I'll make sure you know that there's like 5 towns, right? You don't get all 5. There is that extra space there for the world to feel big and exciting and interesting because there are unknown quantities, right? You know, you don't go to every capital city. You don't go to every continent. You don't go to every world. You don't, like, present the fact that there are others, but you don't go everywhere. I think that's really, really, really important to make a captivating setting and make a real feeling setting. You should never let the consumer, whatever your media is, don't let the consumer experience all of the boundaries, right? And so like when you look at novelists, they just get this for free, right? Any fantasy novels, any novels, it's very easy to create a powerful sense of verisimilitude and like a real world because like those boundaries aren't defined too much. But when it comes to like interactive media, you can butt heads with that a lot, and I think Guild Wars has taught me all the ways in which you can butt heads with it. Kryta is the poster child for it for me. It's like I hate how it feels like we've been everywhere in Kryta, and like X% of Kryta is this fucking swamp that has one little thing in it, and you know what I mean? Like it's not good. So anyway, right, let's go to Castora instead of more Kessex. Another thing I did was I did do the time trial for delivering the bird to its nest. It was very easy. That's not a humble brag. I'm just kind of giving you guys a bit of a review of the experience. I just kind of went back there and wandered up the tree. I wasn't particularly pressured. you know, there were like 2 bits where I slipped down a branch and then I glided and then went back up. And I beat it with like 1 minute 19 still on the clock. Right? It's a 5-minute time trial. And I was very leisurely. And it's not like I'm an expert. I know where to go and all that stuff. That's not true at all. I just, you know, just kind of went there and it worked out. So having done that, I got a mastery point. So here, if we actually look... so as I mentioned, off screen, I got the /cry thing. So we have all mastery points here. And now we have all the mastery points on the Starlit Weld. They're all done. There are obviously still a bunch of achievements, but we've made a huge amount of progress here. For the Shipwreck Strand, there is 1 more mastery for me to get, and then they're all done. It's this one. It's called Feeling Loopy. So I'm going to get that right now. I think it'll be fun. And in fact, on my Paragon playthrough, I spotted where one of them is. I asked Kerry, and she said, yeah, that is one of them. I didn't fly through it. I'll do it now. And it's crazy. It's very cool. We've actually seen it on the series already. Also, what I want to do is give Liz a nice, happy, fancy new outfit. Let's give her... Do you know what I noticed? I noticed this pirate outfit is actually really good on my Paragon with the wings, because on my Norn, she's got like a bare back, so the wings like dig into her flesh, and it looks like they're actually her wings. I described that in a horrible way, but yeah, you get what I mean, hopefully. This with the Heart of Thorns shirt. I remember when these were like really tricky to get, the Aurene one especially. Well, such prestige there once was. I'm always tempted to wear the Spellforged, but it's just never a good idea. We could do the dynamic suit. This isn't what Liz was wearing, right? She was wearing the other techie one for a long time. So we can do that with the helmet on. Yeah, so where do you guys want to guess, for those who don't know, where this ring is? Because it's such a cool, silly, fun little idea. But you look at it and you do think to yourself, is that a ring? So I'm going to this Inquest lab with all the SERVs. In this lab, so I was doing the story instance in here. There's this ring in this fountain. Look at this. And flying through that... There you go, I got it. I didn't actually go through it, apparently. That's a ring. I looked at that. I said, Kerry, is that one of the rings? And she said, yeah. I can't believe it. You can't even fit through the fucking thing. What do I have to do? Glide through it? How am I supposed to... Well, anyway, there you go. I like that we just sort of grinded our face against that there. And the achievement's called Feeling Loopy because, yeah, that did seem a bit insane. So there you go. That's one. And then for the mastery point... Colourful fish circle in the waters below as crimson leaves whisper above. So that sounds like this tree, but the question is it in the grotto? Well, there's a loop there. Is that it? Is it this easy? Go on, get in. Oh. We already did that one, I think. So maybe we've got to get back into this grotto. This grotto was a little bit... Well, hold on. There's crimson leaves there. So let's go check that there. And we'll see where we go. So yeah, today, guys, more side stories. I'm hoping to make a lot of good progress here. I want to visit those last couple of grottos. I'll get the Gwildel rings done. And hopefully the next really good side story. So far, I have to say, we've barely done anything, right? Let's be honest. I'm not too impressed with the side stories yet. The one where this lady, Druga, her one was really good, but doesn't even appear under Castoran culture, which is quite funny. The other thing I'd like to do is get that seer conversation, and I'd like to get those lore documents for the other story achievements that I don't have just yet. Okay, so crimson leaves above. Oh, there's a loop there. Surely I've got this one already. Yeah, I do have that one already. Is it possible that all of the red trees are on circles, on loops? Like it's the same asset every time, it's the same model. Like they haven't recolored those tree leaves. Let's try this over here. You make most jumping puzzles look easy? Yeah, well, there is that too. Once you've played the game for, you know... well, let's put it... I was going to say once you've played the game for a few years. It's not that. Once you've done all of the jumping puzzles, it is a bit like riding a bike. You do sort of just get used to the movement. And they've made them very easy these days, I have to say. There you go. That was the last one. Our theory was right. There's a hot... It's not the same asset every time, though. It's actually a bunch of different rocks and things. That's so cool. Well, there we go. So we got Feeling Loopy. We got a mastery point. Mastery earned. I feel like the audio is really weird. It was super loud a second ago, so I turned it down on my end. Now I've turned it down too far. So there you have it. Castora, we want all of the Tyrian field operative stuff. I don't know where these are coming from. Complete the Starlit Weld Mastery. Complete the Shipwreck Strand. I see. So just getting the... So 4 more achievements and I get those. Ah, I see. I see. So 4 more achievements, I get the legs. 4 more achievements, and I get this Survivor's Compass, which is used for the legendary crafting. Oh, now some of you guys did mention to me in chat that the Aqua Breather is basically free. So even though I only have 9 gold to my name, the Aqua Breather is really, really cheap for like the precursor, and that's where all of the story is. So that's something that we can look into too. I want to do this as well. Hobbies of the Hole Gardeners. Pick flowers for a local couple. That must be so easy to do. So yeah, if we get the mastery achievements for the Starlit Weld and the Shipwreck Strand, we will have that full set of armor, which will be that mastery point. For now, though, let's do these. Okay, so Shattered History. It's Journal, Ruins of the Old World. That's where we want to go to. So we're going to go to Visions of Eternity. Ruins of the Old World. Replay this chapter. So there we are. And now some new interactables should have popped up. Oh, another thing I saw yesterday, actually. Hold on. Again. So I was at Hole Garden on my Paragon. And I went up to the Mare to get my Skimmer and meet Petey. And over here, look at this. This is the little free library. Now, I don't fully remember. I remember coming to this and interacting with this, but didn't it, like, give me nothing? Wasn't that a thing? There was, like, nothing in it? I swear that that was the case. Anyway, I interacted on my Paragon, and look, there's stuff here. So, there's The Lonely Rock by Hank. Chapter 1, The Shore. Cliff found himself standing along a lonely shore. On a lonely beach, on a lonely island. Oh, how lonely was Cliff here on this beach all by himself? While Cliff had a home not too far away in a bustling village with a loving family, he would find himself along this shore almost every night, staring at a rock far out in the water. Oh, how lonely that rock must be! Alone in the ocean, thought Cliff. Cliff knew not how to swim out or row a boat. Woe is me! Hank crossed out. Cliff would holler out to the sea. I am so alone on this beach, and that rock is so alone in the sea. If only I knew how to visit the lonely rock. But there was nothing Cliff could do, so he gave up and went home. The end. So this is a little kid's first attempt at a short story, I guess. It's very cute. Remember, it's called The Lonely Rock by Hank. So Hank is the... I guess we might even see a kid called Hank somewhere in the town. Maybe? And he's done that thing that little kids do where they insert themselves as the protagonist. Well, little kids, some kids, I think. So there you go. And then so I got a pop up from that one, and then these I assume I'll also get, and I've never read these. So Recent Recipes by Grammy West. There you go. We're getting these things called Tropical Tomes. Grammy West's Best Recipes, Volume 96. Seashell and squid stew. Start by dicing your squid, fresh as fresh can be, and lightly frying it in coconut oil. When golden, remove from the flame. Next, cook your wild onions, leafy greens, and a touch of kelp. Add whatever seasonings to taste. I added a handful of spicy flowers. Is this an actual discovery recipe? When your mixture is wilted, add back in your squid and half a coconut shell of braising liquid. See the recipe from volume 84 on how to make both. Make bone broth. Allow the mixture to fully combine and simmer for 1 hour. Allow to cool, and then serve in a simple seashell for beauty and class. Your guests will be begging for more. Eating out of a seashell. Can I just ask, have any of you guys ever done that? I've never eaten out of a seashell. And I don't mean like eating clams or whatever. Or oysters. I've just like the idea of them serving. I've never done that. Is that because I don't go on holidays to tropical places? Okay, complaints. The new complaint box is much too far from my current house, for starters. I like that, complaining about the complaints box. But it does not end there. I've been trapped here for 3 months, and in that time, no one has even offered to set me up with a nice abode. I find myself living in a small room like everyone else here. Is there no prestige in my work in Queensdale? I was the foremost topiary constructionist for the Queen, and it seems to mean nothing here. I hereby petition that I should be given leave to move my extremely meagre belongings in with Mayor Osborne. I am gracious enough to allow the mayor to live there as well, as long as I get the larger room. Rogan J. Rosen, Her Majesty's Supreme Topiary Constructionist. Wow. That's awesome. Is that guy still here? Is he still alive? How did he end up on Castora? How did he end up shipwrecked here? That's a good question. I love that little insight into how these guys pick lodgings. I mean, my impression of this is it's very Lions Archie. It's like, grab the shipwreck and build what you can for yourself, right? Like, there's no laws. You don't have to lease the land or anything. Just fucking build something. I like the idea of very odd people making it here. Do you know what would have been very cool as well? You know the teleporting disoriented cow, right? That's been getting yeeted around since season 4, season 3? I don't know when it actually started. Anyway, that should show up on Castora somewhere. That would be fucking awesome. Your sad life story. You've never tried seafood. What, of any kind? The thing is, right, what is seafood? Like, if I have kippers for breakfast, is that seafood? I wouldn't really think of that as seafood. I mean, I guess it is, right? If I have a tuna sandwich, have I just had seafood? Tuna comes from the sea. I don't know. Like, to me, seafood is like... It's almost like the sausage of the fish world, you know? It's like assorted fishy meats. Usually in some kind of dressing, you know? Like if I have a seafood sandwich or a seafood cocktail or something. I don't know. Extreme topiary took him to Castora. Whole garden zoning laws are very restrictive. Yeah, they may be. So hold on. So there's another thing that we don't have. There's one more book. Carrie said the same, actually. That's so strange. So it's Tropical Tomes. I am missing a notice. The procedure for handling new castaways. There's a notice somewhere, which is a procedure for handling new castaways. Now, I wonder if I could just find that by exploring the place. No wiki. No crazy, bloated, ugly game overlays. Not to insult Timey Hard or Blish Hard or anything there. They're all amazing.
Can you spare a bit of your time? You seem to have a knack for this sort of thing.
Oh.
Why won't they? Please. The children won't listen anymore. Not sure they ever did. Please.
I really hate that event. I really, 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 really hate that event. I'm not an old man, right? But there are a few things that I'm a bit old man shaking his fists at the sky thing. And this like modern thing where every parent is petrified that every other stranger is a deviant and everyone's out to steal your children and so kids aren't allowed outside, you know, everything has to be locked, everyone has to be in all the time, you know, just enjoy your digital life on your fucking iPad, child. Like that makes me sad. And it makes me sad to see fretful, overbearing parents in this game like that's a normal thing. Like, fuck that woman and fuck the event that she's got associated with her. Let the kids play, all right? If they're hungry, they'll come home to eat. All right. Do I strike you as I'll be a good parent, everybody? Oh, here's the sandcastle. I don't think I ever showed this off. Look, here's this little boy. Some of those mean old crabs tore down my sandcastle. What the heck? I worked so hard on it. Can you fix it for me? He does speak to you when you get near him sometimes. See, look, and that kid's got a nice sandcastle. I really think, now is this mean, but I really think when I walk through that, it should break the castle. Is that horrible? Hold on, let's see here real quick. Character select, dip back in. Relax, that's the babysitter. Oh, is it really? Is it really? That's the babysitter. And she's... Okay, so that's a bit different, because you could call her derelict in her duty there. Come on. Speak, child. So there's a little progeny here as well. That's made a big one. Right. So to do this, we need a bucket. You reveal the bucket by dashing over this, I think. Nope. It's completely wrong. What do we do? There was a bucket here before. I'm sure there was. Oh, we press F to clear away his old one. And then we get the bucket. And then we go to the sand pile. And we fill the bucket. And the model actually does fill, by the way, which is quite cool. And then you come over here and you press F. And you've made a bit of a sand castle. And he's a little bit impressed. And we come over. And again, I just like all the small details. You know, they actually modeled a sand castle with just one thing on it. You know what that actually reminds me of? That reminds me of, like, the snow castles and stuff in Winter's Day. It's just yellow, not white. Don't you guys think? And then we do it again. And Sandy is not being very talkative today. Well, there you go. There's the music stuff. Anyway, why am I showing all of this instead of looking for the notice? It's because this is the last heart.
12 years, hardly a handful of newcomers. Now all of a sudden we got two groups showing up within weeks of each other.
A lot of people be happy about it, I guess. Kind of feels like the beginning of the end, don't it?
Things are gonna change, that's sure. Careful what you wish for, right?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, thanks for showing me Blish HUD. I've done so many map explorations and achievements without having to pay attention. You really should use Timey HUD, though. But yeah, Timey will do everything Blish wants to do, as far as pathing is concerned. I think there's certain other bits in Blish, like the really amazing region swap thing. I don't think is in Timey HUD right now. I should look into that. Scrolling combat text also is not in it, and Hideyhole did such a good rework of that, so that's really sad to me because I was playing that a lot recently, and I was looking forward to actually using it in the expansion too, and never did in the end. How are the metas doing, by the way? I haven't done either meta today, so the Hammer Watch Rumble is coming up, and I'm quite excited to play my otter build over there. On the Beaching of Whales, we read that one already. So you have a marker, Castaway Lila. You did it? Tell me you did it. Yeah, but it seems like you've got a new friend here. Who are you? I think this is the Aqua Breather collection?
Oh, right. How rude of me.
Lost Loved Ones,
This is Amy May. She's a wise woman, I guess. A mentor of sorts to anyone struggling. I've really struggled lately with grief. It's hard. And, well, she suggested the letter to help me move forward.
You took a big step. I know it's been tough, but you hit this square on the head. Ought to be proud of yourself, girl. Now, this is the newcomer you were telling me about? Amy May. Not sure how wise I am. Just want to help people is all. Not unlike you, I gather. Seems you've helped a lot of people around here, Lila included. Plenty more could use your help, if you're willing. Grief's one thing that ain't in short supply in Hull Garden. Most of these folks aren't up to the tasks that need doing. Hurt, afraid. You, though, I reckon you can help them, yeah? If you want some more info, holler. Or go chat up the people who could use your help. You'll see them around.
Oh, I'm actually so... Oh, wow, and it popped the menu for free there. That was cool. I'm quite excited about this. I like a bit of indulgence in grief and sadness. Oh, look, they're using an interesting notation here as well. 5A, 5B, and 5C. And then something. And then 5E, F, G. And then something. This is really good. They should do this for a lot of these. That's a good idea. So what does she say when we press F on her? Hello there, friend. Doing okay? You need something? Well, tell me something about yourself, Amy May. Where do I know that from? Amy May. Is she in some novel? Washed up here years ago. Struggled to come to terms with the whole thing, you know. Realized most others did too. Needed a purpose. Helping people is a lot better than sitting around like a lump. Oh, this, by the way, all the castaways and stuff makes me think about Lost, right? And it's quite funny. On the Extra Life Guild Wars 1 stream that they did yesterday, they mentioned that Zoteka and Utopia and the idea of a moving island and all that. Do you guys remember? I've actually said on videos before, I've said it's a bit like the island from Lost. They explicitly and out loud said that a lot of them were watching Lost at the office back then. And that was the inspiration for that expansion. Like, I just separately looked at that and thought, oh, that's a bit like with Lost. But no, that is what they were going for. They were doing the Lost thing. How cool is that? They had such crazy ideas for that campaign that I do not think would have worked at all. Basically, imagine how the Jade Sea and the Echovald Forest border works in factions. And you know how that's unlocking different battlefields for Alliance battles, right? It's that. Except, instead of battlefields for Alliance battles that, you know, not everyone's engaging in and doesn't matter, it's campaign missions. It's full-blown areas of the world and story missions. And instead of, like, the players manipulating the border, I think they were saying it was, like, every 2 months IRL it would rotate or something. Anyway, these are big, crazy ideas. And what's interesting about that, right? Like, dynamic, moving world that players can influence based on what they do, and it changes the missions that are available. That became dynamic events. And I can see how that became dynamic events, but what's really fascinating about that is they're very different scales, right? Like, dynamic events use that idea on an extremely local, extremely short-term, small basis. Guild Wars Utopia was going to use that on a very broad scale, on a really wide basis. You know, it was going to be across months or whatever, and it was going to lock off huge, huge amounts of exploration. It's like saying, the actual equivalent, right, would be like saying, okay, you can't explore ore. You can't explore ore for these last few weeks because people failed the Balthazar chain. Sorry, there is no fucking ore right now. Or there's no Crater because God's Lost Swamp failed and the Shadow Behemoth is just raging around it. There's no Crater, right? And you see, that's actually really captivating and that's really interesting, but it's kind of like a different product, you know? Or like, so it's funny how, like, ideas can morph into completely different systems down the line. And, you know, when we talk about Guild Wars 3, guys, when we talk about Project Tyria, this is the stuff that I hope Arenanet is still interested in and has conversations about. And if they're going to do another large... I mean, the term MMO is so shit now, right? Like, let's just say a big, persistent online live service game, right? If they're going to do another thing, I'd like to see them going to big ideas like that. Really fuck with the format. Make a different genre, okay? Like, the marketers won't know what to do with that, right? Press won't know what to do with that. Games websites won't know what to do with that. But you will have created a distinct... Even if they all slap it under the label MMO, you will have created a distinct, different experience that does not replace Guild Wars 2. Does not make all the Guild Wars 2 players enemies, okay? Because I'll tell you this, Arenanet, Guild Wars 1 players are your enemies. They bag on Guild Wars 2. They shit-talk it. They warn people away. They sit there sneering at it, right? Because it's not the same genre. And you've moved on from it. Sorry, that's the key point. You can make a different genre, though. You just don't move on. And then you have no enemies. Nobody feels like, oh, this thing's being replaced. Nobody feels like their gem store purchases are being lost. Nobody feels obligated to buy something else or whatever, because it's like either the game is for you or not. And it's okay if it's not for you, because they're still working on Guild Wars 2, as they should still be working on Guild Wars 1. So, anyway, yeah, Lost. Yeah, she washed up years ago, needed a purpose, helping people. Okay, wise woman. What do you need me to do? And she pops the thing. Okay, cool. Still looking for this journal, this note. Anyone got a hint for me, maybe? I mean, we've not done the most... Oh, here's someone who's grieving, it seems, possibly.
I can't help but wonder who's in charge of that inquest group.
Don't know his name, but I overheard a couple of freebooters at the bar saying he's quite the charmer.
I doubt they've met him, let alone that he's charming. Sinister, maybe. Immoral, probably. Self-interested, definitely.
This was actually perfect, okay, because I got something I want to show. I got a screenshot I want to show you guys. In chat, someone says look for an NPC named Silva in Whole Garden for the book. Okay, thank you. I will have a look for that. This conversation here about vlogs. It's funny, isn't it? This is actually the dialogue that we want. We want, you know, I'm going on about how the game needs to make it clear what's a mystery and what's not. These two kind of do make it clear it's a mystery. Who's leading the inquest? Or this crew of inquest, right? Who's this director? And I wonder whether Arenanet, one of the issues they have is getting all their ducks in a row. you know, like, they remember writing it, they remember voicing it, but, okay, it's hidden in the open world, it's not in the main story when it needs to be in the main story. And it's easy for things to fall through the cracks, I don't know. Anyway, on that note, so my Paragon playthrough is going well. I'm in the Starlit World and all of that. I've met PTM and all of that. I want to show you guys a screenshot that I took of a specific moment in the story. Now, that moment in the story is here, when we're scanning around all these beautiful ocean areas, around all these shipwrecks, maybe it is. I can't remember exactly where it is. I get so confused about where the actual story overlaps with where the open world. Was it over here that you're doing it? Anyway, so you find a piece of paper, you read it, and it doesn't really fully make sense. And then you read in the story journal, and the commander is saying, "Oh, sounds like the director is called Vlox." And I said, that's so weird, that's clearly broken, there's a missing story step. Alright, that's what I said in the Let's Play. I want to be very clear, I was wrong. It does make sense. I'm an imbecile. And ignore that, I was wrong to make that criticism. There's not a missing story step. It does all flow. It does make sense that the commander would come to that observation. That's all fine, okay? And I will show you that now and explain it. What I will say, right, yes, I was completely wrong about that, and I want to set the record straight. That bit makes sense. The bit that still doesn't make sense is Saida knowing the name, and it does feel like there is a bit missing of the story when we get to the Saida moment later, all right? It does feel like there's some small talk, and it does feel like there's some, like, reflection between the commander and our allies that really deserves to be there. So the big picture, we're in the exact same boat. I think that there's a bit missing from this story. I think it wasn't written that well. Big picture, I think that's important, and the criticism remains. However, when it comes to that specific beat with that piece of paper, I want to set the record straight. So here is the piece of paper. Drum roll. There's so many fucking screenshots. Screenshot, here we go. So here's a hastily scrawled note. We don't even know who wrote this, okay? I can tell you it's 99% sure it was Cuda, alright? And once you know it's Cuda, you sort of know the way that she speaks, and she's quite shorthand and stuff, and that helps a lot. But I'm just going to read it, okay? Hastily scrawled note, and here's what it says. Apologies for lack of communication. Seb, always suspicious. Note from Vlox references second seneschal in the Starlit World, and we now know it's that bird thing. Vlox hypothesizes territory, and this is the first time the word Vlox ever appeared, ever, except for the outpost references in GW1. Vlox hypothesizes territoriality between beyond natural inclinations, perhaps magical in origin. Suspect from diction a diminishing patience with Seb's indulgences, but director can be inscrutable. More when time permits. So that's the note, and when I first read that, I thought I'd had a stroke. Like, I'm an imbecile, I'm a moron, I'll criticize people for having very poor reading comprehension. Well, here's my own poor reading comprehension. I was like, this doesn't... What? I was so convinced that... And at the time, someone in chat said, no, it does make sense, and they tried to, like, explain it as briefly as they can in a YouTube live chat, right? And I think maybe in the comments as well, someone said something later. But you can only go so far. Anyway, it was only while sitting there, much more zen-like, much quieter, playing it in the late hours of the evening with my girlfriend, that I actually, like, my brain clicked and I got what this is saying. So I'm going to explain it to all the other imbeciles out there. And if someone's sitting there going, this is so cringy, it's so obvious, well, screw you. All right? So here we go. Apologies for lack of communication, says Cuda, that's fine. Seb is always suspicious of me. We know who Seb is. We know that they don't get along. We'd already met them once at that point in the lab, so that's fine. Note from Vlox. Who's Vlox? We're allowed to wonder. References a second seneschal. Now, this is already a little bit layered and going to throw you off because we haven't even met the first seneschal yet, but you know. So that's all easy to interpret on a replay. Vlox again. Vlox hypothesizes territoriality beyond natural inclinations, perhaps they're magical in origin, about the seneschals. They're being manipulated in some way, and of course we know that now. The Seers did it, or specifically Sidoni's chains do it. Here's the sentence that I felt like I'd got a stroke. Suspect from diction, a diminishing patience with Seb's indulgences, but director can be inscrutable more when time permits. What she's saying, I'll expand this. I, Cuda, have suspicions that from Vlox's diction, i.e. the way that Vlox is speaking, that Vlox has a diminishing patience with Seb. Seb's indulgences are... Vlox is becoming impatient with them. But Vlox, the director, can be quite inscrutable. So I have more details about this when time permits. That's the full sentence. She's just shortened it so much. And I think it is grammatically correct, and it is all there. And you can just fly through that. So she's saying... Like, I think where I messed this up is... when I read the word suspect, I thought of it as like a noun, right? The suspect. The suspect from the place diction is the place is diction, and I went all over the place. But no, she's saying I suspect from the way that the direct this sentence, right, says I suspect from the way that the director is speaking, he's growing, his patience is diminishing with Seb. That's what she's saying. I suspect from the way that the director is speaking, blah blah blah. And so the commander reads that and says, hold on, who's the director? Wait. Vlox. She's talking... We've heard this name Vlox, and now she's just referred to Vlox as a director. So therefore, the commander writes in her story journal, there seems to be a director named Vlox. There is no missing gap in this story. It's just, I was an imbecile, right? Like, Liz just read that, and it made perfect sense. We allude to a director, we allude to someone called Vlox, and then we suggest that they're the director. The other little wriggle here, though, again, is that the game doesn't spell out anywhere that crews are led by directors. This is where we get into this thing about, like, what does the commander know versus what does the player know. Arenanet released a half-baked tweet before launch saying, hey, you've got directors that lead the big crews. But in-game, I don't think that's obvious. When I was playing this bit of the story, I wasn't thinking about that tweet. The director could have been anyone and anything. So when Liz then writes in the story journal, oh, the leader is Vlox, it's like, what? But no, so there are little gaps. And by the way, the question is it badly written? If they don't understand it immediately, is it badly written? Don't you have to speak down to your audience, right? I don't mean condescend to your audience. I mean you have to understand, you know, what your demo is. You could maybe say that, but no, I think it's fine. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to clear that up. For that little beat, I just didn't fully understand what it was saying, but it's not like there was a whole conversation that needed to happen to get from that message to Liz's journal note. No, she can definitely make that journal note directly from that. It's not a problem. All right, okay, I'm laboring the point. Let's move on. Okay, so I'm looking for... wow, there's been a lot of map chat. Oh, the meta's going. Do I have a tag? I do have a tag. Let's go heal these people.
Getting healthy.
Minstrel Dwayner. Staff. Join a squad. TP to a friend. Go, 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 go. And let's do it. Hopefully I have the right... I mean, do I even have a thing? Let's turn those down. Sorry, I know you'll lose footsteps from it. Right, break the dome.
Our bond is unbreakable.
Let's turn the brake bar display off. I'm charged with negative magnetic signature. Go find Jimmy. Okay, I'm at the right place. Stop jabbering and go! It looks like I have a personal bomb on me there. Oh, there's actually a personal bomb mechanic? Do you know what I thought would be really good about this game? You know how Final Fantasy XIV does its ultimates? Where you have like phase after phase after phase, and they're like lots of highlights of bosses that have existed before, right? I feel like Guild Wars should do that with its raids in the mini X-Pack format. No, seriously. Like, Jimmy here This meta has some mechanics that if you just tightened the screws would be quite interesting. Couldn't these guys be like a feature of the raid? I know that we're only getting one strike encounter, but like you've got the animations there, you've got the ideas there. Just tune it, you know? And the Starlit World guide as well, you know? Just tune it. I don't see why that can't be there. The Seneschal that we fight in the story. I don't see why we can't just tune that. Seb. Right? As far as I can see, we're going to get one fight first, and then we're going to get one at the end of the year as well, but that will probably be the final boss. So it's like, where's the space for all the meta event bosses that are coming in? Where's the space? You know, and obviously when it comes to like, if they're already reusing the boss, you know, like Gorsable got reused in Barbanissos, obviously you don't have to do that there. But I would be interested to do this in a more, you know, structured environment, a 10-man environment. I'd like to actually meaningfully run these bombs out. I'd like to meaningfully dodge these line AoEs. I'd like to you know, this could be every bit as good as the Twin Largos, right? Because you'd be 5 and 5 in the 2 different chambers. Like, why not? You know, I feel like...
Help? I don't have long.
It seems like a natural fit to me, but maybe it's not as easy as I speculate. Oh, look at this. Coming to the meta event late is so good. There's another word for that. Leeching. But look at how good this is. Look at these fucking huge hills. I didn't even actively press any skills there, and I just saw some massive green numbers coming. This is the best bit right here.
Incoming.
This is where you can really get some value going. Oh, not if you dodge all the way over there.
Synergy is beautiful.
Make haste.
On guard.
I really want to get my concentration infusions. Yeah. Oh, look at that. I get the stun break with a benevolence boost. Cleanse all of these burns off of these bleeds off of these poor people. You think that the second map meta boss will be a raid? See, I don't think that. I think looking at the history of the game, they don't often reuse the meta bosses, do they? In EOD, they had a pretty good thing going, which was to reuse story bosses. And they continued that in JW, and they continued that in Secrets of the Obscure. So my guess is it's going to be Seb, right? It's got to be Seb. I'm pretty fucking sure that it's going to be Seb that's the first boss. And then the second raid fight, strike, whatever we want to call it, is going to be...
Synergy is beautiful.
is going to be whoever the final boss is going to be. Vlox, maybe? I don't know. I feel like it might not be Vlox, though. Look at this. Such a shame there's not a way to track healing stats. Unless, like, everyone's running the same add-on or whatever, you know.
Commander, the scanners are dead. Are you? No. Then I assume that's the job done.
We get another chromatic resin box. I'm slowly working through these. Another thing to look at, by the way, is our rare collections. So basic collections, there's only chromatic resin to do for this expansion. It's pretty crazy, isn't it? I mean, Jesus. Look at all these basic collections, but for rare collections, they bloated the hell out of it. Look at all this. So there's Seer enchanted weapons. I don't really know. Complete Visions of Eternity content or purchase them from the TP. This stuff, I won't stream all of this stuff because it's just, you know, you need to watch me buying shit from the TP. The Strelazia stuff, I think that was from the second meta. Anyway, we get a choice chest box. And the only... Do not pick this. The only choice has to be going for sap or stones. I'm going to keep going for sap for now.
Goodbye.
They're actually quite shallow, uninspired Heroes' Choice chests if you compare it to like where we were with Heart of Thorns and stuff, right? But you know, we get a fractal. Yeah, there is. Oh, I crashed. I've just had a crash. That's crazy. That's twice now that that's happened. Very strange. Yeah, we get a. I mean, look, there's no shortage of end game content. This is going to be just as feature packed as Secrets of the Obscure was. Okay, Secrets of the Obscure gave us 2 strike missions. This year is giving us effectively the same thing. They're just called raids. Okay. We're getting the Convergence. I mean, the Convergence is a place where they can reuse bosses as well, I guess. But that's not in a tighter setting. That's the point. I want it in more of like a mechanically like meaningful game. Like meta events are not meaningful content, really, right? Like.
Well, back again?
Okay, so let's. Oh, now I've lost the whisper from the player. I don't know what that NPC's name was. Well, here's someone who might want some grief counseling. Hello.
First those Asura, now this lot. You think they've got a way to get back to the mainland between them?
Don't know. But if there's a way, I'll do whatever it takes to get home.
I never thought it'd even be possible. I don't want to get my hopes up.
Redshank says, probably quite rightly, is that packed? Yeah, all right. I'm bigging it up a bit. Look. I hate getting into Guild Wars 2. Whenever I'm really into Guild Wars 2, I get so like flushed with like, oh, this could happen, and this could happen, and this could happen, and they could do this, and they could do this, and it's just like, but they're not going to. They don't have the money, they don't have the funds, they don't have the manpower. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. But I'll just indulge. Let's just have fun for a second. Once the Strike Raid unification is done, you know, maybe they'll have a look. The Icebrood Saga 5 especially. The Icebrood Saga 5 desperately need just a pass, right? Like, they are so unfun. Here's what the Icebrood Saga 5 is. It's getting CC'd and enemies constantly going invulnerable as they phase. That's it. You can't play the game, really. You can't enjoy it. There's nothing fun about them. So, like, if they did a pass on those, that's all meaningful content. Look, that's like 5 encounters in 1 year. Woo! You know, add a little CM in there at the same time. That gives you an LI, right? Or what would it be called? See, I really believe in the star thing. I think that they should all be called raids, right? Raid encounters or raid wings, and they should have star values. Each boss should have a star value. So, like, the Ice Golem is 0 stars, right? And all of the Icebrood Saga 5, really, except Bone Skinner, maybe Whisper, but I mean, even Bone Skinner's not hard. I would say all of them should be like 2 stars. All of them. They should be 2-star encounters. And I would say the rewards are based on the stars. Okay? So from 3-star up, you get an LI. From 5-star up, you get some provisioners tokens. From 7-star up, you get 2 LI. Right? So shit like that. Like, actually design it. Like, imagine how fun that would be to design that and set that up. Imagine someone pays you to have fun setting that shit up. That would be it's like a dream. But will they do any of it? I don't know. But I think that would be really good. And then you've actually got like a sort of a semblance of a unified system. Anyway, hi. And by the way, I would also say VG would go down to like 2 stars, maybe even only 1. Seriously, I don't think VG is worthy of LI. And you say, that's going to kill Wing 1 pugging. Maybe so. I don't know. Those would be the conversations to have. Okay, hi. What? I just want to be alone. Amy May sent me. I'm here to learn about your partner. Oh, yeah? Well, fine. You want to help make her happy? Tell her a story. Always love to know the latest scuttlebutt, you know. You done anything interesting? Probably not. But if so, tell her. All right. You both might be surprised. Is his partner dead? And we're going to go to a grave to do that, maybe? We're going to go speak to the grave? Right, what was this guy's name? Castaway Silva, a Silvari NPC for the notice. Thank you. You guys are being so handy.
Never going away if we don't take care of the big one. He talks. Don't laugh. Can you get him?
The Script King thing is one of my favorite things in this entire map. By the way, the guys with the off-going and all of that kind of didn't really do anything with in the end. In fact, I've barely been up there. I probably need to go up there to see a couple more events. Right, I'm going to do something here. We built a sandcastle. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to mend some roofs for the end of this. And why is this special? Why are we doing this, WP? I hear you cry. I have seen you do this heart before, WP. What is meaningful about this next time? Oh, there's some pretty flowers. Oh, this is probably a Gwildel thing, isn't it? Maybe? Are they on this map? Are they only on the other map? Pretty flowers. We want to do a ring of flowers somewhere.
Dozen years, hardly a handful of newcomers. Now all of a sudden we got two groups showing up within weeks of each other.
A lot of people be happy about it, I guess.
You know, maybe gating crystals are like only at high star counts. See, there's a very strong part of me that wants to sit down for a day, really think about it, really like design it, put it in into a video and make a video on it. But it's just, I don't know, man. A, it's not going to happen. B, like, people are just going to come up with like really petty, nitpicky little things and just be like downers about it. Which is why you never consult the internet about creative works, because they will always find like really little reasons to naysay things. I like to think I don't do that in my videos, but maybe I do. No, like, I don't condemn the entire... That's the thing. You just don't mistake it for condemnation of an entire thing. I don't condemn all of VOE for having an awkward bit with Saida's conversation, you know? And if you interpret that way, then that's not what this is, you know? It's just illustrating where things can be better, and that's it, you know? But it tends to be on suggestion videos. They are condemnations. I condemn the entire thing because of this tiny wriggle, you know? And it's like, well, you're letting perfect be the enemy of good there. Current phrase of the day. Oh, you give the flowers to the couple on me. Oh, we give. It's not a Gwildel thing. We just this young couple wants the pretty flowers. Oh, I vaguely remember them asking for flowers actually. Hello. He seems a little nervous, but this is going pretty well, I think. Thank you. Please hand those to Amber. I owe you one, pal. Here you go, miss. Oh, that's the last hobby of the whole gardeners. We did it. Pick flowers for a local couple. Are they actually... Oh, and she's actually holding them now. Jessie is just the kindest person. Thanks again. It's going much better now. Oh, I like all these little moments. Yeah, this is for the whole gardeners thing. The couple are on the beach south. Yeah, sorry, guys. Sorry. Yeah, gotcha. I'm caught up. All right, so now we're back to looking for Silva, the Silvari Silva. I vaguely remember seeing and chatting with a Silvari named Silva at one point. Babysitter Casey. Castaway. Samantha on that guy's shoulder, but that's not Silva.
Rat problem's never going away if we don't take care of the big one.
Ghost returned. Breet, Tony. I don't know. I don't see Silva. Castaway Sheldon. Sparktail's there as part of the main story. Let's just stop getting distracted for one moment and repair the roofs. We got distracted by the pretty flowers over there. Oh no, this is the sandcastle bit again. Oh, well, we can do the coconut.
You've been here for 7 years, but you were born here?
I was. My ma, too. Pop washed up one day, and I was born a year later. The village is a couple generations deep, at least. We found records of folks before us, even. Must have starved.
Actually, a non-gay couple. What? Yeah, I know. I was quite surprised by that privately. I was thinking, oh. But I think that's because there's a gay couple really near here. I think it's one of the hero challenges. Well, they're not a couple, are they? But, and I was getting it confused with that guy.
Hey, look who it is. My favorite new... Nice. Make a fine soup with this. Add a little seagrass.
Oh, make a fine soup. Dude, soup is so good. It's so... I had soup for dinner today. So filling. There you go. That's why I did it. Aha! Whole garden complete. We're done, everybody. Sort of. Okay, so now the first repeatable one's available. And this is where the sick AP comes from. Every 3 days, it's 5. So you can get 15. Now, that's big. Last year, this also gave a lot of the Ursus Obliges. It was a really good way of getting Ursus Obliges. I don't know what it'll be this year, if there's even anything extra on there. But that is the first heart that I've finished here in Kastora. Completely done. We're also ready to do the Breezy Key over at Pub Canuck. And I don't know whether they'll have some new dialogue. But the reason I kind of did that here on stream was I was thinking maybe dialogue would be good.
Kids, come on! Come eat dinner! Come eat dinner now! Please, please, come eat!
So Silva is outside her house, a little bit higher up. Wait, that person was crying. Do you not want comfort? There's the library. Does Osborne like me now that I've maxed out your heart? He doesn't even speak to me. What a jerk. What a jerk. I believe Silva's dialogue and eviction notice is behind heart progress too. Oh, what? This is a Silvari getting evicted, and slowly the more you do the hearts, you stop him getting evicted. Him or her, I don't actually know. What kind of a name is Silva? I used to raid with a Silva. He appears in chat quite regularly.
Raptors with glowing red eyes, daggers for teeth, flames shooting out there.
You've been guzzling grog with the freebooters again, haven't you? Told you not to trust those idiots.
Hey WP, did you see that whole garden heart? You can play tunes from basic sheet music. Once you played all of them, it disappears. Once you tear it up, it goes into media and then advanced. Yes, I did see that. I have played that. I played it when it was basic, and people have been talking about that in chat a lot.
Let it out.
I don't actually think it's appeared on the LP, and I haven't seen the advanced music. That's Castaway Carol. That's Amy May. That's a Silvari, but it's not called Silva. Dude, I don't fucking know. How many high up houses can there be? Up here? Really high? Castaway Basil over here? Hello, Basil.
There's the power.
It's a good name for a Silvari. Need something? Oh, did Amy May direct you to me? Yeah. Okay. Well, I was really hoping for a bouquet could be left with my partner. They loved flowers so much. Never was my thing, really. But, if you could, that'd be really nice. I'll find the best. Okay, so we're giving flowers to various graves. Is that it? Cassie, Ryan. Here's a house that I haven't seen just yet. It's like I'm angry that it's a big place and this. No, this is these houses. What the fuck? What? We're nowhere near it. It's all the way over there. Hold on. A bit lower down. What? This is not high up. This is low down. This is at the very bottom. No, that's not Zelia. That's a different person. Shit. Okay, sorry. Oh, I'm edgy. I'm really edgy. There we go. Over here. This is near Amy May. Oh, look. There's a whole wing of the town that we've just not been exploring. Ah, there's Silva. Hello.
Set off some fireworks. These castaways.
Hey, you're practically a whole gardener yourself at this point. Want our handbook on surviving as a castaway? Sure, there you go. Tropical tomes. Determining whether to aid crash survivors. So could I have not collected this on my first run through because I hadn't done the heart, so I wasn't technically a whole gardener? Determining whether to aid crash survivors is all about risk assessment. First, always avoid approaching a castaway alone or without a weapon. They just went through hell. May not be in the mood for conversation. Never hesitate to return to Whole Garden for backup, but if you choose to proceed, stay alert. Watch for freebooters too. It's possible you could be walking into a trap set by our rivals. If it's not a freebooter trap, they're not far behind. They'll try to beat us to any cargo that washes ashore, so they're bound to show up sooner or later. Once the coast is clear and you've determined that the castaway is friendly, bring them to me. All newcomers should be seen by Westergaard or myself before getting too comfortable. And remember, don't risk your life for a few crates of stale bread. Never do cargo retrieval without a full pie. Mayor Osborne. I like that. That was a good guide. Excellent. That was right, like reading Scouting for Boys. Okay, there's someone called the Sheltered One here. Have I ever spoken to you? Unsheltered One. Yes, you, friend. Join the followers of the Sheltered Thornbloom. All are welcome in the promised offgoing. Interesting. Where can I go for that? And he actually leads me there. That's awesome. I think we did that one before. Okay, good. So, big progress just happened there. Nice. Now, Castoran culture. So, lost loved ones is like graves and flowers. Will Rings is, well, we know that. Captain Leo the Relentless is the children's book. And A Magical Journey, I've got no idea. Oh my god, it's huge. It's something about seer magic, and it's ultimately going to give us a new form of pet rock. The Shadowstone pet rock. Okay. But before all of that, I want to get last mastery point achievement here in the story journal by reading this lore, the shattered history. Read all of the fragmented remnants of ancient tablets that have survived for millennia. We need to go to the Pilgrim's Path during this story step, ruins of the old one. So let's see what we've got here. Pilgrim's Path. Is that a POI? The ruined nave. Well, let's just go, because if the Isgaran's event's up, I want to hear what those seers have to say. Did you meet Flapjack the cat? I don't think there's an achievement. Maybe. I love all the pets in the game, that they clearly are named after dev pets. Flapjack the cat, that's such a good name. Speaking of which, by the way, again, with the Extra Life thing, I realize I've talked a bit about watching it. The big thing that was going on there was what they were doing was if you donated $5 to the cause of Extra Life, you would unlock a picture, like a picture of the development of like Guild Wars Utopia or the concept art or whatever, and the devs would reminisce about on screen. It was a really good idea. I think it was $5. It might have been as low as just $3 actually. Unfortunately, what happened is what always happens with things like that. You know, I'm not just talking about Arenanet, but like all shows like that. The first half an hour to 40 minutes, it's a bit awkward. It's a bit finding your feet. It's a bit getting a rapport going. It's a bit relaxing. And then it's very conversational and very fun, and the anecdotes are flowing, and it's really, really, really entertaining. But you start running out of time because you missed the first X, you know, period. And that's basically what happened there. So they kind of had to rush through a bunch of the later like pictures and things, which was a shame. It was quite interesting, the concept art. I've talked about this before. But if you browse the Guild Wars 1 wiki and you look at like factions concept art, Nightfall concept art, even prophecies, there are some crazy fucking images in there, really wild, with really interesting like file names. I tweeted one of them a while ago now, I guess. Like one of the factions things, it was a tarantula bat. Like a bat that is also a spider in the same creature. What an amazing idea! Why are those not just like a staple of fantasy? Everyone should know about those. Those should be like goblins or elves or dwarves, right? That or dragons. Tarantula bats. What an amazing concept. And the art was really awesome. And of course, they don't actually appear in game, right? So like, I would love to hear a concept artist talk about writing that, or how they envisaged it being used, or a designer explaining why it got cut or something. Now, a lot of those really nitty-gritty details are dead, right? They are gone. There's no one on the fucking planet that remembers them anymore. But we can look and we can wonder on the wikis. And you got a little taste of that, though. You know, they did actually have some moments, but it was like about Utopia. So it was quite good. That was one of the incentives. The other thing, talking about Flapjack the cat, if you paid $100, what they will do, and now this is really interesting and really weird, like, Guild Wars 1 does get updates, but they're like engine updates. There's like one guy working on it, and you know, there's not content changes, there's not world changes, there's not NPCs being added and stuff. But for Extra Life this year, now this is really weird, you can pay $100 to have your IRL pet put in game, and not into Guild Wars 2, which is 100% where you'd expect because it's the actively developed game. No, put into Guild Wars 1. They've been really vague about it, and they've said, well, just at some point we'll do it. So I don't know. And in a way that makes me sad, because it's like, well, so what? You are willing to do, like, actual changes to Guild Wars 1? But only when it's a part of helping needy children. Okay, all right, maybe. maybe that's nice. Yeah, so anyway, if you paid $100, you could, I guess you'd just submit a pet name and like a breed. Like, is it a cat? Is it a dog? Is it a bird? Is it a fish? I don't know. Anyway, so of course I was thinking about doing it for my dog, who, as I said earlier in the LP, is most unfortunately not going to be with us for much longer. He started vomiting a lot recently. And it's like, you know what, I could the thing is, he's not really my pet, so it's not... And anyway, so I saw, and I don't have the money. I don't have any fucking money. I can't do that. So yeah. And anyway, then they all filled up. So there will be a bunch of new animals going into Guild Wars 1, much like Flapjack the cat. There you go. So, right, back to this. Where the hell do I go? I think this might be one where I wiki it, guys. Shattered History. I don't see any POIs called the Pilgrim's Path. Also, I'm extremely aggravated that I can't stand still for a second without getting fucking swarmed and vulnerability thrown on me and all this BS. To even just look, right? Like, see, they're hitting my mount right now, so I'm going to get dismounted and I'm going to... There's nothing more grating than this experience right here. The sound of fucking combat sounds while you're trying to figure out where to go on the map. Oh my god, stop! Ugh, and I'm not even on a build that can help. It's okay, I've got my skimmer. Pew 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 pew. The Pilgrim's Path. I think I'm going to look it up on Wiki, guys. It's just not... my own time, maybe I'd spend more, but I just don't think it's entertaining content, you know, watching me mousing around on a map for half an hour. Okay. Pilgrim's Path. I'm going to type that in the wiki. There you go. Stone tablet fragments. Wiki to the rescue. So we're going to the Pilgrim's Path. Oh look, I'm being attacked again. What a surprise. It's actually at a place called Tranquil Falls. Oh my god, someone defended me. Thank you. Tranquil Falls is... I'm not sure. Hold on. They have an interactive map, but it's bugged. All the interactive maps on Wiki at the moment are kind of broken. So Tranquil Falls, and they're not previewing. Oh god, all the map previews are like broken. The Balance of Souls. Fountain of Blessings, Giant's Leap, Archway of the Worthy. What other pois are there? Shattered Spine, Shattered Capstone, Forbidden Vault, Grotto of Spirits, Weeping Falls, Secret Spring. I'm sure it will only be up on the top left. Oh, there you go. Tranquil Falls. Found it. Somewhere around there, apparently. Let's go have a look. Oh, you don't actually need to have this story step active? Oh, really? Guild Wars 2 already has extra life cats. Well, what? So what are we saying? You couldn't keep adding more? There's nothing wrong with doing a donation drive every year to add more pets to the game, and there's a budget of like 20 pets per year, right? At the end of the day, if people are paying $100 for each one, that's something good. It's just odd to me to do it in Guild Wars 1, you know? So let's see, there's a mirror here. Oh, there you go. It's in the water. Oh, awesome. Here you go. I'll tell you what it is, right? I'll tell you what it is. This is quite... This is cruel, I guess. This is not nice. I'm being a bit vulnerable saying this, okay? But I will say it. Here's the God's honest truth. It ties a little bit back for me into this is not nice what I'm about to say. With like it ties back to the early Extra Life event for me, where they did a blue title, and it's nice. And look, I have nothing against Extra Life, and I think it's wonderful and all of this stuff. You know, well, it's kind of a shame that America's in a state where we're relying on charitable donations from individuals rather than the state. But okay, you know, you got a fucked up country and healthcare and all that shit, right? So whatever, right? That's not on the devs. They do Extra Life, it's fine. Extra Life's brilliant. But I did look at that blue title and I thought, you know, that blue title's awesome. That's really cool. Why does it take Extra Life for them to start looking into coloured titles, right? Why is it only via extra life and doing our societal duties and stuff that an interesting innovation has come into the game? Like, I'd been wanting coloured titles for Guild Wars, for Guild Wars 2, for years and years and years. I thought they were a really good idea. They're an extra layer of prestige. You can colour code them in a similar way to, like, item rares. That's a good example of the kind of thing I've done videos about, and then people nitpick. Ow! Like, I very clearly remember people saying, no, don't do coloured titles, because I just use titles for like roleplay, and now if you add a coloured dimension to it, it's not purely about roleplay anymore. And it's like, okay, so what? We're gonna let that nitpick kill what otherwise is a nice thing about incentivizing players to do content and stuff. So anyway, it was like a dead thing. It was a thing Arenanet weren't doing. It was an obvious thing. Never happened, never happened, never happened. And then, oh, with extra life, okay, it's happened. And then for years, the only way to get any coloured title was through the extra life thing. And it was like, this is just really good for your game. This is really good for your product. This is what the player should use, and you've reserved it just for that, and that felt off to me, right? So it's an ugly thing, really, right? Like it's an ugly thing for me to sit here and put down. I don't really mean to do that, but it's a similar thing here with Guild Wars 1. You know, there's so much fascinating stuff they could do with Guild Wars 1. There's so much support they could offer for Guild Wars 1, and like everything is off limits. Everything. They won't do anything. The closest they'll do is like tamper with die traders so that they don't lose their stock, right? Like, there's so much possible there. You don't have to do big things, but there's so but we will make changes for extra life. And it's like, I don't know, there's just something that just feels a little bit, you know, like, okay, so I don't know. And it's a very ugly thing I'm saying, because, you know, maybe it's right that extra life is the one thing that will cause them to do stuff. Maybe that's to be expected. But somehow I feel like that, I don't want to live in that world. Do you get what I mean? Hopefully I've articulated that in a way that doesn't make me look like a complete bastard. Pilgrim's Path. The text on this tablet is heavily damaged. Only a small segment is legible. All pilgrims must observe the rites here first, repeat their oath to their people, and pay their tithe for the upkeep of the sacred sites. If these customs are not obeyed, you will be subject to... ... You are left to wonder what punishment might have awaited them. There's kind of an interesting extra element to this expansion, don't you guys think? Which is about punishment, right? That there is suffering, that they do control their own society quite tightly. We never saw any of those elements among, say, the Masat. We don't see that really among the modern races. I mean, we do a bit. They have jails and stuff, I guess. But yeah, you know, like Isgarin has this great punishment. These other guys must obey. They're a very controlling society. That's what it strikes me. Overbearing. Okay, so that was Shattered History 3. There's also a crumbling tablet somewhere. The crumbling tablet is northeast of the Nestled Clutch. The Nestled Clutch is near the roots of a large tree. Very loud waterfall on the map here. Motor pool. I mean, this isn't much better, is it? Mousing over every goddamn POI. It is a POI, though. The secret spring. Specimen containment. Oh, there it is. Found it. So northeast is going to be somewhere around here, maybe? In the roots of a large... Okay, let's get away from that waterfall. Tato notes, WP hates children. You're overthinking it. It's prioritization. I don't think you'll ever be happy with how they prioritize things. Yeah, I guess that's a good way of phrasing it. I want to question the priorities, you know, like I don't want to live in a world where the charity stuff where it's evident things can be prioritized, but they're not for the sake of the game's community. They're not for the sake of, you know, making more money and getting more devs and this, that, and the other thing. You know, but they are for stuff that's completely external to the game. You know, completely external to the community. Completely, like that I think is unfortunate. You know. Okay, nestled in the roots of a large tree, or to the northeast of the POI. This is a large tree. But don't tell me I'll never be happy. You don't get to say that to me. That's not true. I've been happy by many, many, many things. I'm just not going to be happy with 100% of things. And that's quite arrogant to tell that to someone who's effectively a stranger. They're solely for your tax breaks. Well, that's quite conspiratorial. I mean, I was so sure this was the large tree. I guess it's not. Maybe we'll pay attention to where the party dots are. Alright, here we go. Stone tablet fragment. The text on this tablet is heavily damaged. Only a small segment is legible. And it says, we're in the middle of a sentence at the beginning, is after all no greater honor than to be born a seer. We are the stewards of this world, Tyria's masters and Tyria's protectors. We need no gods or spirits to guide us. We rise to godhood ourselves through our rights, through our own strength. Never forget that in... ... the rest of the tablet has been reduced to powder that is lost forever. Yeah, it's like this arrogant thing, you know? It's this, you know, they really do think that they're a cut above. They really do think they're on some higher echelon. And that's like just a declaration they're making to themselves, you know? It's funny to see all this as well. This is kind of propaganda. It's funny as coming from where Tyria originally was, right? Where we were introduced to it as the humans in Guild Wars 1, where all of it began. All of this was forgotten, right? We would call the Forgotten the stewards of the world. We would have called the Forgotten their, maybe not masters, but protectors, certainly. You know? It's all a matter of perspective, really. Okay, so then the last one is... an ancient message, and the ancient message is located at Dig Site Gamma on the side of the cliff by the birch trees. Dig Site Gamma, well, Dig Site Gamma is probably this, right? No, 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 no. Dig Site Gamma. Is this Dig Site Gamma? Core processor, hidden aquifer, the motor pool. The motor pool's really cool, by the way. You can see their little airshipy car things, which we've never seen anyone actually flying around in. Secret Spring, Sparkling Sanctum, Weeping Falls, Twin Geysers, the Fallen Gate. There were no inquest dig sites over here. Oh god, this is so tedious. This is awful. I wonder if this Garen event is up. The meta will be soon, so if he is going to be up... Oh no, let's just do one thing at a time. Pillars, nestle clutch. I don't see any player dots here anymore either. I'm gonna say a guildie here, but is that right? Lake of Lilies. The opening salvo, the sparkling sanctum. Did I just hear a whisper come in? No. Great Cascade, Sylvan Cradle. Dude, it doesn't exist! It doesn't exist! Dig Site Gamma, I cannot find it. Oh, it's fucking right here at the heart. Okay, the heart is Dig Site Gamma. So it says, on the side of the cliff by the birch trees. I think as I found that, I just saw one of you guys go stand there too. On the side of the cliff by the birch trees. Those would be birch trees, I assume. So somewhere near... This is funny, because I spent a lot of time over at this heart. Ah, look, it's halfway down the cliff. Sneaky. That's cool. Oh my god. We've done it. Success at last. It's heavily damaged. Only a small segment's legible. I beg of you, do not perform the rite. You are not ready, and it will still await you in the future. Please, reconsider this path before... Oh dear. Do you think that's a message to the, that particular failed seer? I like the idea that it's a message to any old failed seer that might not have made it. You're right, you should have typed, I'll never be 100% happy. Yeah. Well, no one should be. I mean, yeah. The thing is as well, right, like, it's a bit rich to say, oh, you'll never be happy. They do nothing with Guild Wars 1. Nothing. It's not like I'm asking... It's not like they've done countless updates. Meaningful content updates. And we're still not happy. You know, like, engine things are good, alright? But it's a very, very... It's like we've been given a crumb, and now we're given a second crumb. And it's like, yeah, but I wanted a meal. You'll never be happy. Enjoy the crumb. It's like, it's not really fair, is it? Okay, so that's Shattered History done. So then there's dodging Seb's missiles. And there's doing the Basilica instance really quickly. Now, I'm quite excited to try that. Because we'll get the cool lore and stuff in there again. So here we go. Let's head on up. Come on, get in there, get in there, get in there. Are we on the ley line now? Are we on? Okay, good. I realised, by the way, we're not supposed to look at the skill icon. You're supposed to look at the active effect icon to see whether you're connected to ley lines or not. If you're not, you've got the purple, which is a little bit unintuitive to me and not quite as good as looking at the skill icon. Not to mention the fact that the active effect icons can get pretty goddamn bloated. Right, so let's look at the Basilica. If Isgaran has opened it, or is currently in the process, we'll do that first. If he isn't, we'll do the other one first. Alright, it looks like he's not. We would definitely be seeing an event going on, wouldn't we? Okay, so we dip out of this. We close this. We close this. We go to... not Path of Divinity. Fumbling in the Dark, I think, right? And here you go. Here's the instance. You are welcome to play with me, Zeolite, if you like. Zeolite. Invite Zeolite. There you go. Oh, he's still in the squad. Alright, we'll just jump in then. Arenanet should release a feature to let anyone have chat members available in-game that can show where stuff is.
This is it.
That would be handy for me, but
Indeed.
I'm not going to argue it would be good for most of the game.
A sacred temple of my people built in better times. No outsider has ever set foot within before now.
Don't think that's true. We didn't get here first.
Then let's get inside and get some answers before it's too late.
Alright. Apologies for not playing an Evoker right now. Really, I could be on a different class altogether. Paragon's crazy the way it just nukes boons everywhere. Like, the boon spam is absolutely nuts. Really crazy.
Unlikely to be the last resistance we face. Let's get moving while we have a window.
Ah, so it appears the defenses are still active. Not at full strength, clearly. We would not have survived.
No.
Move carefully then.
Was there an achievement to avoid all traps? There was, but I think I did it already.
More of them.
We're just bombing our way through this time, guys. Oh, more respawning. That was a bit odd.
Part of a volcano.
This is Celestial, by the way. Celestial stars. Just full-blown all stats. And attempting to scale them all with the catalyst stuff. But the trait for it really isn't that entertaining. So.
Let's keep moving. Hopefully there will be answers further in.
Actually,
I fear you will be disappointed.
what's kind of interesting, actually, is I could try. There's something new here. I could do Pirate Queen on Catalyst now. And finally leave Spectacular Sphere. Sphere, sorry. No, sorry, leave Sphere Specialist. Oh, but Sphere Specialist is so much QOL. Like, ideally, if you're going to go full Selly, you want Elemental Empowerment. You want to go big with the empowerments. So you'd want a lot of disables, a lot of immobes to cap it out, and then just play with the clunky sphere mechanic. Oh shit, why am I doing buildcraft? We're on a timer. Go!
This is more than a token force. Something of value must still be here.
Go this way. Straight through the middle, straight through the middle, straight through the middle. Aha!
A ripple in the earth.
How long have we got left? 7 minutes. We've got ages. Is that to kill the boss as well?
Ocean trench. Tombs? I didn't expect to find these inside a temple.
Some deaths have more spiritual significance than others.
See, it's interesting to me. So these 3 died to create Ancora, but that happened somewhere else. That happened in the tomb at the end of the game. But they were buried here? And using Ancora is used at a 3rd place, which is deeper inland. Am I right about that?
There's the power. The inscription is too worn to be legible.
Should try Amalgam. It has a ton of boon spam too. Yeah,
Lost in the rite of Dividium Nava. Fallen on the doorstep of divinity.
More defenses? How did the inquest not set them off already?
Because this one was intended for me.
That was such a good moment. That was such an epic moment of this story. Yeah, our raid group was looking into Amalgam with Alacrity because it's so strong at the moment. But now I think we're not. I don't know. There's a lot. People don't know what comp we're running, and I think it's all a bit confusing at the moment. Our leader seems sure that it's all set up, but I'm not sure. Because he's putting us onto a strategy which requires huge amounts of stab spam and huge amounts of cleave. And our comp doesn't have that. So I don't know. It has some of it. The new specs have kind of like confused people a bit because they do a lot of damage, but unless they also bring huge cleave and huge stab and vuln as well. We had a really low vuln comp last week.
An ocean trench.
It's not quite gonna work, and we tried to resolve that,
And that's how
but now it sounds like we're not trying to resolve it. Yeah, the orbs are kind of weird here, but I do have maximum quickness still, like lots of quickness. How many elemental empowerment do we have? Only 6, 7. How do we stack that up harder so that we're actually strong? There you go, now I have 10. I wonder what my stats actually look like at 10. Does it scale on the hero panel? The power didn't look very high, I must say. God, just 0 energy all the time. Yeah, I am not suffering for quickness duration, I have to say. Could we maybe even get rid of Spectacular Spear? Oh, the Aegis and stuff. That trait's just too strong. Catalyst is like broken, not just in terms of how you compare it to Evoker now, but in terms of like its own traits. It's really lopsided. My god, am I not supposed to be hitting it through this shit? Am I just supposed to be breaking the bar? Just fucking spamming buttons through 12 confusion then. We still had nearly 4 minutes to go on that
Pretty
achievement.
tired of the surprises.
This ritual, it's what you used for the wizard's court, isn't it?
The rite I performed on my fellow wizards is a more subdued, precise version, but they are similar, yes.
And this Anchor it mentions. You know what that is too, don't you? And where it is, I'm sure.
It is the staff that the rite requires, an object of immeasurable power. And no, I have not located it yet.
You knew this is what they were after this whole time. We've been fumbling in the dark while you kept this to yourself.
I did not know. I merely suspected. But if they are not seeking it, then better that no one else know of it either.
Have you forgotten Maban's words already?
Such a good line.
From now on, if you want to be part of this, you give us the entire truth.
Surely we can at least save such ruminations for when we return to a safer location?
Which Elite Spec do I think is the most underwhelming now that launch is here? Good question. I think Troubadour is really good, but in terms of potency, it's underwhelmed me a little bit. I can't comment on loads of them because I haven't played loads of them. Like, I haven't actually played Amalgam. I've only seen like reports and I've seen, you know, what it's benching and stuff. So I know. Paragon is crazy. Like, the boon uptime and everything is bonkers. And it's very, very brain off. It's got the same problems from the beta where you just kind of spam the chance and then that's it. But I'm having fun with it, and I'm having fun with the spear and stuff too. I think Evoker's been really good and been very diverse and very interesting, so I've had fun with that. There you go, the Relic of the first Revenant. All that speculation, well, we finally got it. And what did it mean in the end? Not much. There you go, that's all 6 relics, guys. All 6 relics from VOE. Set 1 complete. Lovely. That's all the story journal stuff done. We do technically have this missile maneuver, dodge the homing barrage missiles. But since there's absolutely no lore involved with that, I'm not going to put that in the Let's Play. I'm going to do that off screen. It's 1 AP for doing a dodge, right? We don't have to watch that. So don't worry about that one. But yeah, that's the story journal effectively done. My story journal progress is now basically on par with Janthir Wilds. Why? Well, because early Janthir Wilds I've finished, but these ones I need to do replays to listen to the audio. And they're actually worth 6 AP. So actually I've got a lot more to earn from Janthir Wilds now than I do Visions of Eternity. But I will get that just to clean it up, just finish it. And the last mastery point of the entire thing, like I say, is this, which we will get from just doing more generic achievements around the map. In fact, one more achievement in the Shipwreck Strand, and we'll get that one. So maybe let's do that. Give them the boot. Help the castaways fight back against freebooters. So there's an event I've never seen. Rescue the Wavehawks from the freebooter cages. Oh, no, let's do this. Grotto Aficionado. This has got to be a good one to do. Here we go. This will be fun. So there's 3 grottos I've never seen. Monument Grotto, Overgrown Channel Grotto, and Booters' Hideyhole Grotto. So let's do those. And that will give us this map complete. This one isn't technically lore, but these are fun new areas of the world that we haven't seen, so... Exploring grottos is kind of one of the big things I've wanted to do since we finished the story. BRSP says some grottos are crazy well hidden, but Wiki does have them. Oh, really? I'm excited to see some crazy well hidden places too, yeah. I guess so. What's it called? Grotto Aficionado. Thank you for the Wiki guys who have filled in so many details. About 3 weeks since launch now. Oh my god, they have a really good map. Wow, that's such a good map. I'm going to screenshot that. And I'm going to put it on screen for you all. I'm going to save it onto my desktop. Open the slideshow. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to go here, go here, go here. I'm going to go here. Look at this map. Wow. Not only do they show you where the grottos are, they actually show you how to get to them. And they're labeled with the name. So I want to go to... let's see. I want to go to Monument Grotto. So Monument Grotto is on the far right, so we can get into it through that hole there. So we want to get in through... So it's like that island. Is that island? That island. Their map looks quite different to mine for some reason. I don't know why, but I think I figured it out. I think it's here. I think we look for a hole down there, and then we go swimming.
Wish my folks could have met you.
There's a few graves in grottos. Oh, am I actually that part of the story step, though? That's the question. Oh, maybe we should just do the graves. Oh, fuck it. No, grottos. Grottos first. So there's a way down here? Really? Ah, there is. Holy shit, look at this. I spent so much time around there, but never actually came in. So... Oh, man. This way? Oh, we got the good music going right now as well. We got the good music. Here we go. Hey, that was pretty clean. Look at how easy that was. By the way, I cannot see the map unless I put the map on screen here. I'm only looking at the map when you guys are looking at the map like this. So... Oh, what the fuck is that thing? What the fuck is that? Okay, question 1. Why is that not an enemy I can fight? Question 2. Why is that not a pet? Why is that not a ranger pet? A kit shark? Oh my god, it's just like the bat tarantula. Do you know what I've realized? I like hybrids. It's a cat shark. Is this the only one on the map? Look at that thing. That's epic. Look at its big water-adapted eyes. Did I just say adapter? Adapted. Oh, there's another one. Wow. You know what? I think they did really well with Visions of Eternity. And that's like wildlife variety. There's a grown-up one. Oh, look, and its eyes are smaller. It doesn't have the whole big eye thing going on. Bro, this is crazy. Oh my god, look at that lovely grave there. Oh. Illegible engravings. In loving memory. The stone here is worn down over decades. It is clear that many were buried here. It's more a monument than a grave. Oh, and we hear a little frog. I love little rooms like this, quiet little ambient immersive rooms. I always have a moment in Guild Wars where I'm like, I want something more to do, right? Like, what more do I want to do though? I don't know. It's like, you know, people make like overlays where you can like create fake quests and stuff. You know, I've often wondered if that's the answer, or like, you know, the whole bestiary thing. I don't know, man. What more do I want? Fishing in here, I guess, would be nice for a minute. But, you know, I can gather things. Sometimes you get a map objective. Is it enough? Very cool, though. No Gwildel ring in there. Okay, so now we want to go to the overgrown channel grotto. So let's see where this is on the map. Overgrown channel grotto. Okay, that one we can enter from the very south. It looks like there's a few entrances, honestly, but I will try that. So that should be fairly easy to get in. Like the entrance is, but that's possibly it. And it looks like it's underneath what's called Jetson Point. So let's go back to Breezy Key, Pub Canuck. Shall we just quickly cash this in? I've got so many tokens, it's not going to be a problem. We want to do it before reset.
Working under pressure truly brings out the best in you, Commander. The locals even prefer your concoctions over Pax's. That'll remain our little secret. Wouldn't want to upset
That's some good dialogue. You know what's a shame, though? You know on, like, episode 3, I was mixing the drinks and giving them to the patrons. That is the only drinks. Those are the only drinks I have ever mixed in this. Every other time I've done the heart, and this is the last one, well, aside from the repeatables, but still, I have handed in tokens or just done that defense event.
This.
Can we all settle down, please? This is supposed to be a drinking competition. That guy, I've just done that every time. Every time. This one event, look, it's up even now, has undermined this entire heart. I would love it if at this point I've actually got, like, the recipes in my head and shit, but no. It's just been so much faster to just do that. There we go. So we did that. I guess that's how we got our achievement in the end. We got the legs. We got some stuff. Look at all that XP. Oh, my God. We get the Survivor's Enchanted Compass.
Oh, I know.
Which I guess I'll put my compass nice and neatly over here.
When we're drinking, okay?
There you go. See, there's that event.
Used to doing things your way, but our new proprietor doesn't like it when things get broken. Now, drink.
And then we unlock the legs. And that gives us this. Okay, well, regardless, I'm still going to go into the grottoes. I still want that done. So there you have that. Very easy, by the way. They're very forgiving about that. There's still a lot I could do on this map. Look at all this shit I could do. Look, that's no small amount of stuff. So when I was, like, giddy about the fact there were 36 objectives before, that still wasn't everything. It's more like 50 different things. Do you guys see what I mean when I say, like, you kind of have to be into AP to enjoy Guild Wars? If you're not into the AP, none of what I'm talking about or doing right now is of any interest to you. Like, you're just not going to... So I think we go this way. And I think this will loop us around in a big banana to the left. And we'll get there. And that's why I think the number... Talking about priorities, the #1 priority should be AP. As big of a priority as I believe that something like a daily rework would be, like the Wizard's Vault, which we got. There you go. So this is another one. Let's get a lay of the land here. This is nice. There's like a big platform held up by roots. You can wash dishes? What, in one of these? Oh, the Canuck thing. Oh my God, I've never done that. I've never done that. If you love hybrid animals, you'd love Avatar: The Last Airbender. I've watched Avatar. I haven't watched Korra. Avatar I did think was quite good, and I watched it as an adult. I didn't watch it as like a kid with no taste and then has an unnatural connection to the thing. I watched it as an adult, and it genuinely was pretty good. I thought some episodes... Well, let's stop nitpicking everything. It was pretty good. I don't remember any of the enemies in it, though. I must have watched it in my mid-20s. So a while ago now, I guess. I don't really remember the enemies. Was that what a lot of the action was? They were different hybrid creatures? I'm a sucker for creature design. I think creatures are really fun. And one of the things I enjoyed most about Delicious in Dungeon was that... I mean, there was a lot to enjoy about that show. There was a lot about the setting and how they built it up that was good. But it was that you had interesting creature design and then also interesting considerations about, like, the products that those creatures would produce, you know, and how you could cook them, and I thought that was a really fun extra layer. That's what I really enjoy in FF12, by the way, if you've caught my Let's Play on that, such as as far as it is right now. You know, all the little bestiary entries and the trophies and the loot and stuff you can get. Monster Hunter's a bit like that. The recent one wasn't so good with the cooking animations. Okay, so that grotto probably has got the least going on, unless there's a grave or something I've missed. I mean, this platform is cool, but what does it do? It just lets us drop back down, right? But still, okay. One more grotto to find, everyone, and it's Booter's Hideyhole. It's the last on the list, so is this the most brutal one? The grotto in the grotto is so far... Oh, look, they've got one listed. Easter egg does not count. That's definitely the one that Kerry found with the crab that's dancing after it's killed a bunch of inquests. That's awesome. Okay, Booter's Hideyhole. So we want to go to the meta area. And it looks like it's in its own little tunnel. It looks very precise, doesn't it? So I'm going to make the map really big so I can squint at a landmark of sorts. Okay, so it's to the right of that, like, smudge, if you will. I think those are, like, the gangplanks, gangways or something. So what I think it is we look at the meta area. See, my map looks completely different. What? I don't have any of those landmarks. Do I just change the layer and maybe it will show? Shit. Somewhere around here. This is going to be quite tricky. Maybe when we go to the Twisting Hollows, we'll see. But I'm going to guess... Yeah, I think we have to go into the Twisting Hollows and then we'll get the cave map. It's going to be something like that. Alright, back to the meta area, guys. Dragon Prince is a really good watch. Oh, what? For that kind of stuff? Is Zeolite. Welcome back. You've been so helpful, Zeolite. I use plastic cutlery, no washing. No, I'm not quite that bad.
I pursue the bark of the bright leaf.
I actually
death itself. Help a young one in need.
You know, people say you're an adult when you get entertained by like bullshit products that shouldn't be fun, like the kind of thing that children hate, right? Like you buy a new washing machine and it's got like a fancy new setting and it's genuinely exciting, right? When you start feeling that's creeping into your life, that's when you're an adult, right? And I have that for a few things. As I grew up doing the dishes, I always used flannels, right? Or sponges, maybe. I never used those stick things with bristles, like a washing stick. Do you guys know what I mean? Anyway, maybe like 8 years ago or something, I don't know, a decade back, I started buying those sticks. And ever since then, I love doing the dishes. Unironically, I really like doing the dishes, and I'll take my time with it. Like, just rubbing those sticks and like, oh, so good. Because it feels like it gets things so clean, and you can get a good amount of force on there, and they can reach into, like, narrow cups. Like, there's just all this bullshit about doing the dishes, and then you realize you get the right product, and suddenly it's fun. Isn't that sad? That's so commercial and materialist and lame. But there it is. So Zeolite is standing here as well, where I put the marker, so I assume this is a good spot. The booty hole. Wait, no, it's not called the booty hole, is it? Is it called the booty hole? It's called the Hideyhole. Was there a temptation from them to call it the booty hole, I wonder? Wow, yeah, it's pretty subtle, isn't it? Hi, guys. They're just hiding out here. All right, you found us. Just don't tell Narvar or anyone we're back here, okay? We need a break from everything out there. Everything? The shouting, the drinking, the violence. It's a lot for a man to handle. Who knew being a freebooter would involve so much blood? Right, who knew? Good luck. I feel like Liz is especially sarky now. Okay, so as far as I can see, it's funny that the Bog Queen there is still swimming. Oh, by the way, you have the Bog Queen. That's a rare mini. I don't think I have that. Or oh, I think I do, but I had to spend an absolute fortune for it. Because it was tied to some collection last year. The Bog Queen was so expensive. I wonder if it still is. Which is good, by the way, because, yeah, look at that. No, that's the Bog Queen Combat Tonic. Oh my god, 3 grand for that. Wow. Yeah, but 800 gold. Yeah, she is pricey. And I think I foot that bill. I just straight up paid that. It's good, because it means doing the Bog Queen is always exciting, right? Flapjack is northeast of here. You can interact with the treats near you. You can figure out the rest. Flapjack is northeast of the Glimmering Arches. Okay, alright, let's have a look at this, I guess. Stop, WP, I don't need more grey hair. Stop making me age in real time with that. What? The stick thing? I had another experience. I talked about this on a stream recently. I had another experience, not cleaning dishes, but cleaning myself, right? I'm telling you guys, get one of those silicone pads. Like, I'm not someone who obsesses over their skin or all that shit. I really don't. It's very rare to catch me in a conversation about this stuff. But seriously, those, like, silicone pad things you can buy where, like, you hold them between your ring and middle finger and they're, like, black and they've got, like, a bunch of hairs on them, but they're really, like, sturdy hairs, if you will. Those things are fucking amazing. Like, using those instead of, like, a flannel or a sponge or whatever. I don't know, a loofah. I don't know what people use. Use those. They're good. They really, really rub the soap into you. They dry almost immediately, so, like, they're really easy to keep clean. Oh, I just feel so clean using those. They really, really get the grease off of your skin. They're amazing. I fucking love those. And it's like, damn, how did I go the first 20 years of my life not using those? I mean, I don't even think they were invented before then. But they're like 10 out of 10. Good little stocking gifts, by the way. Christmas coming up. There was something else I was going to say that's also really good.
Burning, an ancient...
I don't know. Another shower method I learned was, really slinging all the water off of you while you turn the shower off. And, like, really, like, flick all the water off of all of your body, right? Before you get in your towel, all right? It will keep your towel will clean you way better. It will keep much better. You don't need to throw it in the laundry so much. That's really, really, really good, too. And it always feels very comfortable to do that. Oh, yeah, the other thing is just electric toothbrushes. When I was little, I never used electric toothbrushes. But when I became a teenager and I got my first one, it was like, holy shit. I've never felt my teeth be clean before. Like, using an electric toothbrush is just so much better. They feel awesome. Okay, sorry, these are all incredibly lame anecdotes. Is this why Zoomers aren't watching my channel? I don't understand. I don't understand where all the Zoomers are. Where are all the people with free time that will give me long view retention? Right, what was I told to do? Go northeast of the luminous glade. Flapjack is there. Interact with the treats nearby and figure out the rest. Well, here's some super fresh cat snacks. And here Butter's actually is. Flapjack. Flapjacks.
There's the power.
Flapjack Star Blessed. He's hungry. He has 15 stacks of hungry. This cat could use a good meal. Maybe you could feed her. There you go. Now she has 14 stacks. Oh, I thought for a second that the treats were going to move to a different place and we'd have to keep grabbing more and more and more and more. 13. You're surprised the 90-year-old didn't adore you? Yeah, no, it's too materialist, I think. Talking about product. What other products can I buy, guys? Come on, let's hear it. Teach me some other hygiene or cleanliness products that have been actual game changers, all right? I don't want to hear about putting SPF 50 on every day, all right? I don't want to hear about retinol. I want to hear about, like, a one-time purchase that keeps on giving. What else you got? A scourer? No, not a scourer. You wouldn't want to use a scourer, right? That would rip all your skin and everything. Oh, you mean for the dishes? No, but a scourer is alright. I'll tell you what, a scourer on a stick would be incredible too. What about dish sponges with handles you can put the washing liquid in? Oh my god. That sounds like a way to waste a lot of washing up liquid. What, so like you pull a trigger almost? Oh my god, did I do 14 already? There you go. Meow. So he's not hungry anymore. The cat is finally satiated. She might lead you to something good. She's off. Meow. Meow, meow, meow. Are you taking me to your kitties? Meow. Meow. Super Nico says, follow the cat. Don't worry. What? I was just going to sprint off immediately. There was no achievement ding, so therefore we must wait. Well, what's the point? Oh, is it going to go on the mushroom? That would be epic. I like these balls as well. This cat was one of the first things you found, really? Well, it's one of the last things I'm doing. Oh, it is taking me to its babies. Look, there's kittens. And a chest. Flapjack's bits and bobs. Oh, you're a bit of a magpie, are you, Flapjack? Oh, I got a rare and 2 gear. That's lovely. That's very cute. I believe a hidden achievement there worth 0 AP would have been quite nice. Oh, should we keep going? It would be funny if Flapjack got hungry again and I had to do it again, but now it's like a bigger distance to travel. It'd be a bit like, you know that bit in Super Adventure Box where you have to keep feeding the octopus the fish, but it's the pagoda one, so you have to climb higher and higher and higher up the pagoda each time. Oh, no. You climb less and less and less each time, actually, don't you? Anyway, it'd be like that, but the reverse. Okay. So let's see. Let's take stock here. We have done... we've got the Stone Tablet lore. We've finished the map meta. We do have the map meta to do the second map for the final mastery point.
Not, I think the folk of Castora are finally starting to trust us. I haven't gotten into nearly as many spats with the Hull Gardeners recently, and... well, I see why they're concerned about who gets a say in how their island runs. It's bothersome, but I get it.
I like that. I don't think we heard that. I've heard that before, but I don't think on screen. These recruiters that you're supposed to be able to press F on to tell them to fuck off are really buggy. Sometimes you can press F, sometimes you can't. Sometimes you can press F and tell them to go away, and they still won't fight you. So, like there. So you like have to spam it, and now she will? They're really buggy.
Armor in hand, and that's how amazing I am.
I'm afraid running without Spectacular Sphere is just not worth it. Oh, we killed her. Well, we knocked her over. There you go, Castaway. It's all right. I've just found these guys are really, really, you know, inconsistent. We'll do some tide pools. I'm not going to use that last token. We'll just do this here real quick. Of course, there is fishing. I haven't fished on screen for ages. And no, I haven't found the legendary fish. What else do we have? So we could go to Shipwreck Strand. Sorry, Starlit Weld. That's quite a lot to do on this map to get up to the 36. Choya Language Expert. Oh, we could do the Gwill Rings. I think that might be fun. Free 15 captured animals. Gather orbs. Help your allies. A lot of this is stuff I can do off screen. Defend the camp from the wildlife attack. Disrupt inquest activity. Read each hunting chronicle. Yeah, we're missing one of those. Rites of passage. Free trapped wavehawks. There's an achievement to pet give scritches to every wavehawk on this map, and it's pretty brutal. The Leyline Adventure Gold is really hard, and I actually don't have that yet. Earn silver in the Old Magic Adventure. Wait. Old Magic? Hold on, there's a whole adventure I've never done. What is that adventure? Okay, that's something we can do. And then we can do some grief counseling, I guess, maybe, as well. Hopefully tomorrow Vault Reset will help with your unds. My vault at the moment is, you know, I've got all the seasonal stuff. Too soon, really. It is a bit weird. But it's because the last season was so long and I had so much stocked up, you know. So yeah, for now I'm just getting laurels. I've got 35 more that I can buy. I'm at 790. And yeah, just get some gold, some coins, stuff like that. Alright, there we go. Okay, yeah, let's do this Old Magic Adventure. I can't believe it.
Iskarin, are you there? It's urgent. Well, now what?
Didn't mean to eavesdrop, Commander, but it sounds like you're looking for Iskarin.
It's there. Old Magic. What the hell? Really? Look at that. Oh, it's actually quite a long way away. Let's try and skimmer our way there. So if I tap space, is this about the right pace? You guys think? Okay, that was pretty good actually. Should I change my assessment of that? Seer magic. I've never seen this. What the hell? While participating, you have been granted temporary access to advanced gliding, allowing me to use updrafts. So there's a seared book here. A survival stash. Do I want to be stealth? Whoa. Oh, this is cool. We climb around on this wall. There's a book. Another book. Another book. Interesting. So the Jade bot is actually massively useful here. Well, no, not really, because the cooldown's too long. So what do we want to do? For Silva, we've got to get 11. We've got to get 15. And so far I have... God, I love all the little page sound effects. So that's Silva done. Can we walk on that? Yeah. A book. You want to go higher? Is advanced gliding the leyline one? I mean, there's a bouncing mushroom here. Oh, is the seer magic respawning? Or am I just missing all of these? Look how many I've missed. It's got to be a thing, right, where you climb up and then you go down. So you get 50% of them on the way up and then 50% of them on the way back down. Is this the same place that you do the other adventure? I've got 1 minute to find 2 books, not counting this one. Where are they, I wonder? There's one. Ah, and there's the other one. Okay, so not particularly fast, but we did get gold.
Oh, yes.
Aha.
I earned this.
Time to feel inferior to Boots. Let's see where he is. He's #1 lifetime. No one has ever done it faster than Boots. He is at the absolute #1. Does he have a video on that? That's quite incredible. 25 seer magic. He did it in 41 seconds. Bravo. Wow. I wonder if he showed people how he's done that already. That's crazy. Yes, this is right next to the Skimmer one. I see. Boots did do a video on this. He crushed it using a sky scale. But you can get gold legit without being too sweaty. Yeah, that's why I just saw. Hey, I know. It's good to see you. Right, well, that was pretty easy. I want to go back to this story step now. This story about grief counseling. So let me see. Castoran culture. The lost loved ones. Let's do this. Okay. So we need to leave gold at Harvey's resting place. It's nestled among endless shipwrecks. We need to light candles at Mika's parents' grave in a protected western glade overlooking an inland beach. And we need to get a musical instrument for Liz from Dramtha in the village. Okay. None of those are descriptive enough for me to figure that out on my own. This is back to Wiki. Wiki gaming. Wiki gaming. Lost loved ones. Oh, I spelt lost wrong. How did I do that? I put the S before the T. Happens to the best of us. Okay. So my step is 5A. Right. So it's saying... Like, how the fuck would I figure this out on my own? I'll tell you what, with some of these achievements, it's effectively, you'd best proc them ASAP. You'd best proc them, like, very early in your adventure so that you've just got a chance to stumble upon them. Stumble upon. Isn't that a website or a service of some kind? Is that still a thing? Stumble upon? StumbleUpon.com? On we go. Here we go. Harvey's resting place. Oh, I thought they'd be graves. This guy's just fucking out here. Open to the elements. Picked apart by shrimp. Leave a gold for a piece of Harvey. Wait, leave a gold for a piece of Harvey? Yeah, we're going to leave some gold and we're going to take a piece of him. No, we're going to leave a gold piece for Harvey. There you go. Rest well with the fishes, Harvey. Okay, now we want to light candles at Mickey's parents' grave. Now they're buried. I do think some of these places I had got close to, by the way, but unfortunately I hadn't spoken to, you know, I hadn't done that last little extra conversation you just saw me do today. And because of that, this stuff wasn't like all triggered. It wasn't like procced, if you will, or whatever. Like this, I'm pretty sure I remember finding these parents' graves. You don't know if it's still a website, but you had a friend in high school that you stumbled upon a lot. What did it do? Just take you to a random URL? That seems somewhat fishy, somewhat dodgy. People talk a lot about how the internet has changed, you know, like they don't just stumble on things anymore. You don't just come across stuff. We're all just on certain mega websites, right? We're on YouTube, we're on Reddit, we're on Twitter or Blue Sky. I don't know, is Blue Sky... I feel like we're at the point now where we're going to figure out if Blue Sky was just a flash in the pan. Is it still growing? I don't see people shilling and pushing for it very much anymore. I'll be a bit worried if it does die as a service and just shrinks, because I'll feel like a mug for bandwagoning over there. So, you know, my own ego is now tied up in that, all right? Let's make Blue Sky a thing. But, you know, we have these mega websites that we use, and that's it. But I don't know whether I really believe that that's a problem. I mean, that's our choice, isn't it? I could still, just like I would in the early 2000s, I could still randomly Google shit and click onto random websites. I just don't, because these mega websites are more convenient, you know? Like, when I used to be really into, like, Halo tricking, and I would download countless videos from different services, and you know, some were AVI, some were QuickTime videos, some were, yeah, this, that, and the other. It was a nightmare. It's nice to have YouTube. It's nice to have a big centralized area that's handling it all, you know? Bormum says Blue Sky was only ever astroturfed in the first place. What do you mean by that? Fake boosted or whatever? I will say the same thing. I didn't go to Blue Sky necessarily because I found Twitter to be really toxic. Because I never used... Like, I talked to Boots about this a few days ago. Well, last month. Boots was talking about how... Like, I'll do a lot of doom scrolling on Reddit, right? I scroll the fuck out of Reddit. I scroll and scroll and scroll on Reddit. I've never been into that habit on Twitter. But Boots does do a lot of scrolling on Twitter, and I know a lot of people do that. And he said his feed just got really bad. Like, really, really, really fucking toxic, or just shit. Just, like, not well curated for him, just full of bullshit, and it kind of killed it, right? So I know a lot of people were in that situation, like that Boots situation, and they rebelled against it. They didn't like, you know, whatever they didn't like about the content. But I never used Twitter that way anyway. I barely touched it. What I did use Twitter a lot for was with TweetDeck, a very specific UI that had very specific feeds. Like, I would see Arenanet dev tweets, or I would only see shit I was interested in. And I never had that problem. I used TweetDeck, but the thing is, they killed TweetDeck. Once it became X or whatever, like, TweetDeck died. And then whenever I would log in there, it would be constantly asking me to pay for a tick, or pay for this, pay for that. It was just like getting money. It was just in-shitified. Right? To me, it wasn't about the content. It was that I didn't have TweetDeck anymore, and it was just like, clearly they were just trying to get blood out of a stone, get money out of it. And it was like, oh, fuck this website. Meanwhile, Blue Sky still had TweetDeck and was still clean and was like... So it was on those grounds I moved over. And I do actually use the service, lo and behold, once again. I do actually, because it has the UI how I would want it to be. So I didn't read this. Shit, sorry. What happened? Tippy and Skippy. Oh, they were pets. Oh. No, they weren't. They were scientists. Brilliant scientists, gone too soon, their ideas forever lost. Well, do you know what's beautiful about science? It's not truly lost, is it? Because the reality of the world we live in and following the evidence will always lead you to the same conclusions, right? Like, think about this, guys. If all humans got wiped out, if we all died, we all disappeared, all our architecture, all evidence of our history, everything was gone, right? But somehow, the race re-evolved, right? Aliens came and just dropped some complete blank slate people, right? And there was a whole new world history, another 30,000 years of human endeavor. And we came up again from cavemen, so to speak. You know, we would go through all the same things. Maths would come out the same. Science would come out the same. You wouldn't get a Bible again. None of the religion would come out the same. No faith would come out. That would all, because that's all just fakery. It's all just stuff we make up and stories, you know, so that could all change. But science would be the same, okay? So it doesn't matter that these two died. Whatever they would discover, someone else will discover. Don't you worry, all right? There's no such thing as a scientist that owned everything. Who was it that said, if I've seen further than anyone has seen before, it's because I stood on the shoulders of giants? All right? It's very true. There you go. Let's get a bit preachy. Get a musical instrument for Liz from Janthir in the village. A musical instrument. Okay. So yeah, I just sort of see X as a bullshit service, really, now. Like, fuck that website. And to me, that means there should be a niche for something like Blue Sky. You can sit there and say, oh, it's just AstroTurf. But, I mean, it has legitimate value for me as a user. As far as I understood, though, the thing that complicated it a bit was there wasn't just Blue Sky, was there? There was another thing. And it was all the fanboys of all the different services were, like, fighting over which ones they thought were more valuable and meant more. Alright, we're gonna waypoint to Pub Canuck, because that's a long way away. Even with our nice quick mounts, even with the beautiful environment, exploration, and all that. Did you get the instrument? Oh, good point. I don't have an instrument. Good point. Let's get one first. It's from a char in a knapsack. Or maybe I did? If I did, it was days ago, which I don't think is possible, right? Because we only just propped this. So let's go back to Whole Garden. They don't have a map to her, though. I mean, it looks like her, but standing up. Ooh, I like the quaggan.
Kids, come on.
This expansion has an excellent amount of quaggan. Oh, her? Is it you? No. She's like orange. Oh, Zeolites found it already. This is on me. So up? Oh, quite high up. Jeez. Hello. Oh, it's this guy. I assume maybe May sent you to learn more about my friend. Do you want to? Really? Yeah, sure. She was a musician, a great one. Though she never got to be one professionally. She was attacked by a beast in the forest and dropped her lute. Tried to retrieve it. A soothing song would put her spirit to rest. Okay, so wait. Do you have the instrument and sheet music? Oh, yes, of course, here. Thank you. Okay, so now we need to play Liz's song near where she was last seen. Do I actually have to play the song? Because I don't know what the sheet music says. Alright, but I think we're ready now. Okay, so let's go south now. Excellent. Sorry, what's this?
Time and again,
did I see a recent interview? Yeah, I saw someone got an interview with the devs or something. I don't know how. People were talking about that in the Spud Discord, and someone said it was kind of a boring video. It didn't have much to offer. No, fuck. I don't really want to say that out loud. I don't want to put down anyone's content. But basically, people in Discord were saying, you know, it wasn't really questions about the expansion. It was stuff like, what's your favorite flavor of cake or whatever? So I thought, oh, there's no reason for me to watch it. Sorry, I feel like I've just been really rude. As far as I understood, it was less of an interview, more of a casual chat. That's what the impression I was given. Is that not true? They were talking about a few of your points you're making in the expansion, so I would find it interesting. What, do you mean they specifically alluded to things I've said on stream, or do you just mean they talked in general about the same topics? What do you mean exactly? I don't know. Yeah, but no, I haven't seen the video, is the answer to that. I haven't seen the video, not because I think it's bad content or anyone's done bad work or anything like that. It's just I assumed it was more of a casual chit-chat, which I tend to be less interested in. I appreciate that that's more comfortable for the devs to do. They don't want to get fucking bent over a barrel and grilled by WP, right? Like, I get it. Can you imagine how exhausting or difficult it would be to talk to me about the fucking game? They talked about a lot of stuff, like why they added the collection in the story steps. Oh yeah, that's good, yeah, and it's a good little innovation, definitely. Okay, here we go. We do play the music. A song for Liz. May you rest ever in peace, and may this song find you in this life and next. Can I just say, that's one hell of a flute. Is this going to make flute music? I can't think of a less ceremonial, a less suited instrument to playing some kind of a funeral dirge. Look at that! It's going to be a giant horn. It's like I'm going to go toot toot over her. It was more just general ideas they had when making VOE. I mean, it's probably interesting. It's probably interesting, and yeah, maybe check it out, guys. Apparently, there is an interview out there, and I've still got to watch the VOE Extra Life stuff. The thing is, right, like, I wouldn't blame any content creator for that. No one just is randomly going to get a major scoop, you know, in a random off video. The scoops should be addressed to the entire community via blog posts and stuff. I don't believe in them doing that stuff. Like, I don't believe in them doing balanced previews on streams and shit like that. Well, their own streams is fine. I think it's a bad idea to go the other way with it. Anyway, a song for Liz. May you find peace. Okay, so I'm going to try. Oh, it was quite nice in the end, wasn't it? Let's try and play it a bit better. Do I have to play it fast? That was pretty quick. I'm quite impressed with myself there. That's about as quick as I can go. I feel like slow is better. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? It's better slower. Lovely. Well, there you go, Liz. I'm sorry, Liz, that you're gone. But someone out there remembers you. Pick a bouquet for Robert and leave it by his grave in the west, where streams cascade into a pond. So I need to pick a bouquet first, though. Maybe, or maybe I already have a bouquet. Wiki certainly thinks I can just go for it. It's back up here again now. Getting zigzagged all over. We sail our way. Did they confirm they're working on another expansion? Yeah, like that I would think is wrong. Like, I don't think that people should have to go digging to that extent. You just happen to be a fan of the right fucking content creator to hear whether there's even another expansion coming. No, I mean, that's obscene, right?
Did you hear about the siege at the freebooters?
He didn't ask, which probably means no questions about this were allowed. Well, I'll tell you guys this, all right? In any interview I've ever done with the devs, they've never said this is out of bounds, this is off limits. But in the interviews I've done with the devs, I always go into the room and say to them, or the voice channel or whatever, and I say, look, we'll just talk about whatever, and if there's something you end up uncomfortable with, I will cut it, all right? Like, you don't... Like, I mean, I'm not formally trained as a journalist, but that to me feels more natural. You get a real conversation there. You get the opportunity to go wherever you want to go, and no hard feelings if you do stray or whatever. You just say no, we're not going to talk about that, and that's fine. You just leave it. So, you know, it's very different performing a comedy show in, I don't know, Saudi Arabia, and you know, you're not allowed to talk about where the blood money comes from, right? Like where they specifically tell you don't make jokes about this, that, or the other thing. That has not been my experience. Okay, hastily constructed grave. Scratched into this grave is the name Robert. I bet I can find some flowers nearby to pick. Yeah, let's go get some. I don't like how I'm alone with all of this, because I didn't know these people. So it's meaningless. You know, if there's no one here to witness this ceremony, then does it really matter? I mean, maybe they'll come to the grave later and see that I put the flowers there, but they're not going to go to the grave later and see I actually played the song. I mean, I guess this is Tyria, right? So there really are spirits, there really is an afterlife. Maybe it really does matter. Okay, so that's good. Lost loved ones. 5F. Place a stone on Pine's resting place in the waters of the North Sea, cradled behind an island. Oh dear, this sounds like another one under the water. We're going way up north this time. This is a nice little adventure. I like this. It's got a good amount of steps. Damn, WPI just got banned from the next festival. Do I have to cut a lot? I haven't done an interview for ages, so I couldn't really tell you specifically. I don't remember ever cutting a lot, no. What I mostly notice, for me, again, because I'm not formally trained, what I notice doing physical interviews, I'm a very affirming conversationalist, okay? So what I mean by that is if you were talking to me and you were telling me a story, I wouldn't, like, sit there silently, especially on the internet, okay? I will give you a lot of mm-hms, oh, right, oh, I see, okay, yeah. Like, I do a lot of that, a lot of that. And it's not that I like the sound of my own voice or whatever. It's just I feel like, I don't know, at some point, naturally, as I've grown up, I've sort of felt that that's what I like to hear. I don't like to sit and ramble and rant and get no feedback. I like the person to, you know, put those little... It's called phatic speech, okay? It doesn't really mean anything, but it's more about social cues and stuff. I do a lot of that. And what I've noticed is when I do interviews, I'm extremely annoying. Because someone will be talking and they'll be constantly, yeah. And like it's too loud in the mic. So there's shit tons of cutting of that and lowering my volume is like, and what I had until I started doing my own, what I didn't realize is when you watch interviews, the interviewee sort of does sit there quite stony faced and quite quiet, you know. And, you know, if you're doing like quite pressing documentaries, which obviously I don't do, but it's actually better to be quiet. You know, it's actually okay to make the person uncomfortable because they will speak more. It's kind of like you know, like police do it in police interviews. The less you speak, they'll just kind of blurt it out because it's uncomfortable. A lot of people aren't comfortable with silence. I'm not comfortable with silence. So anyway, Pine's remains. So if you ask, hey, when are we getting more raids? And they waffle sort of a non-committal answer, stay silent. And you might, and that puts pressure on them to say a bit more. I mean, I'd like to think you'd be a bit more collaborative and nice, but you could do that. I was told to place a stone on his remains. I can find one on the shore. Was I told to place a stone? I don't remember being told, given instructions. Okay, so we go to the shore, find a stone, and come. We're not very close to the shore, though. I'll just check the shorelines of this specific island. That's why you stream, so you can ramble at hours for us. Well, you might think that, but no, like if I'm not getting live comments, I feel very icked out by it. I really don't like it. It really means a lot to me that you guys are there chatting. I know, and it's awful. I'm terrible. I'm really, really awful because I look at the chat far less than I should. But in the early stages of episodes, anyway. I don't know. There's no stones nearby, it seems. Oh, is that a stone? This might be what we're looking for. Aha!
See, Con? It's not so bad out here. The sun is shining. The birds are chirping.
The sun is shining, is it?
Just like yesterday and the day before. A drop in the bucket of days lived far from home.
Wow! How beautiful was that? Or haunting. That was just very, very nice. Very evocative. Alright, let's go down to this guy's grave. This is Pine's remains. There you go, Pine. Okay, and the last grave is to go to Gertie's grave on a spire over shipwrecks and tell her a story. I'm just going to tell her a story. Oh, yeah, I remember. They were alluding to this earlier. Guess what? She's back at the bottom again. That's pretty funny. Yeah, we're going to go tell a story to the grave. Like how we sang a song for one of them. It's up here on this plateau. So again, not too far from Pub Canuck. Super Nico says, it would be cool if this expansion will how the commander is a monster. Will show the commander is a monster? I don't think the commander is a monster, though, and I don't think the game or story has ever really pushed that. So, would that be cool? A comfortable spot. Let's sit. To Gertie, you always loved hearing of the adventures you missed. To many more in the next life. Hi, Gertie. I was instructed to tell you a story. You think about what story to tell, Gertie? Oh, we get to choose. This is great. So, first, crabs attacked my friend's ship. He was inconsolable. But then... Or, you're not going to believe this, Gertie. I found some dragons recently. So we can talk about Canuck losing his ship or the thing about dragons. Let's go with Canuck losing his ship.
Always love hearing the latest scuttlebutt.
Look at that. See, they are ghosts listening.
Come back to me. In the sea. Please.
The spirit of Karina just spoke to me. Rumors and secrets. Today I saw Herbalist Fabrice talking to Axel. Quite a surprise. I thought the two were still at odds after the crab debacle. Seems as though they've made peace. I heard in passing talk of a new ship crashing ashore. A lot of them seem suspicious right from the get-go. Seems as though the crashing of their vessel was not just the whipping of waves and bountiful beasts. 2 nights passed, little Stace asked me about talking fruit. She said she saw a pineapple with 2 legs just marching about. I told her not to go out after dark, just in case. Ha! Didn't tell her to stop spreading the rumour though. Always did love to spin a yarn myself. A mother can be proud of her gossiping gal. There is a talk of cultists inland, a silly lot, I think. Perhaps I should pay them a visit, see what sort of gossip they have, and share it with the other hole gardeners. Wow, she seems totally susceptible to becoming a cultist there. You know, very soon she'll be talking about the off-going and so on. Okay. Seek out me once more. Return to my remains, where you left the bottle. Which I think we did a long time ago. Like day 1 kind of thing. Well, it's outside Pub Canuck, so maybe day 2. No, it's outside Hole Garden, so it could have been... Well, day 1 was just getting here, wasn't it? So.
Wish my folks could have met you. Barely showed up here.
We already had that with Joko's speech. Well, look, I think it's a bit tropey, but I'm always down for it. I enjoy it when you take the protagonist and you say, oh my god, look at how many people you've killed, look at what you've done. And yeah, that Joko moment definitely fits the bill. It can be a bit dodgy. It can be difficult to pull it off. If you've watched my Shadow of the Tomb Raider playthrough, you'll see how hideously they attempted it in that. In fact, they tried that pathetically 3 games in a row. Yeah, so just absolutely no talent in that writing room. I think Guild Wars has done okay. Winds of Change for Guild Wars 1 was similar and did alright there. The Spirit of Karina, hello. I recognise you. You left a letter from Lila. Does that mean you know where she lives? She lives? Yeah, she asked me to bring the letter to you. Would you be able to take me to her? My spirit weakens when I leave here on my own. I can't make it by myself, but you could take me. I think I could conserve my energy just enough to speak to her. Sure, you wouldn't be the first voice in my head. Ah, if I was a revenant... Beautiful. That would come across so well. If I was a necromancer even, that would probably come across quite well. I don't know what this is alluding to for Liss. The Celestials, because I'm a catalyst? I don't know.
It's taxing to stay visible away from my resting place. I'll conserve my strength. Take me to Lila, and I'll reappear.
I've really enjoyed this one. It's like, it's not high stakes lore or anything, but it's got a lot of good voice acting and fun little objectives. This has been cool. Okay, and so then we go back to Lila, who is like up in the gardens, right? In the whole garden? Whole garden? I'll keep going up, 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 up. See, sometimes I can go high on this, and sometimes I can't. I don't know. Was she up or down? Let's peek. Is she in the water down here? Oh my god, it got really quiet there, didn't it? Holy shit. It just suddenly got so quiet there. That was like a really oppressive, like, collapsing silence. Holy shit. That's the kind of silence you feel before you get hypnotized. The light says on me. Eh? What? The wiki map is completely wrong about that then. Oh, and I do actually have an achievement marker on that one then. I rewatched Get Out. I hadn't seen Get Out for about 10 years. I rewatched it on Netflix this week. And, oh, what a good movie. It's a really annoying movie to talk about online because people get, well, hold on.
She is so close. Bring me to her, please. She needs me one last time.
It's an annoying movie to talk about online because, you know, it touches on serious subject matters, you know, race relations and so on. But at its heart, it's a really fun movie and a kind of a wacky concept, really. I won't explain. It's a brilliant twist movie too. Really fun, really well made, and it's like once you know the full story, it's an excellent rewatch too. There's so many lines that have a second meaning on rewatch. Just a really, 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 really well scripted thing. I fucking love that film. And I hadn't seen it for about 10 years, and I had completely forgotten one of the twists. Like, completely forgotten. And it's so well paced, because just as you're starting to wonder, no, this can't be right. X has to be true. X has to be true. Just as you're getting there mentally, and you're really thinking X has to be true, boom, X is true. And it's so good. God, isn't this tedious, talking about a fucking film where you can't go on any details. Anyway, Castaway Lila. And one of the actresses in it is so fantastic. And I think she doesn't get enough credit. Hey, you're back. What's going on? Need something? Hi, I hope this is okay, but I'm going to haunt you now. This is amazing. Oh, Wiki is right. I was on the wrong step. Ah.
How are you here?
Oh, love. I only have a minute. Listen to me. Truly listen. I chose my path. This isn't your burden to carry. This grief is consuming you. Know that I'm at peace. Enjoy life. Remember me. But move on. Find happiness. I love you.
I will try. I can't make any promises, okay? But I'm happy you're at peace. I love you, Rena. Goodbye.
Yeah, and they're really acting their hearts out, aren't they? That's quite a good line. Who hasn't suffered a bereavement of some kind and wanted to hear exactly that, you know? Okay, yeah, I was looking at the wrong step. It's over here now. LLPTV says it hasn't been out for 10 years. Yeah, good point, actually. It's close. Was it a 2016 release or a 2018? Because if it was 16, we're nearly there. Frightening as that is. But no, I think you're right, actually. It's 18, isn't it? It's like late 2010s. All right, Amy May, I've done it. I've spoken to everyone. Well, hey there, friend. Good to see you. Got something to get off your chest? I think I've helped everyone.
Sure did. Not often.
What about my grief? Can I talk about Tybalt?
And wants nothing in return. Heart of gold under that armor.
Oh, I thought Liz was going to grieve for a second. Wouldn't that have been amazing? 10 AP, well earned. That was definitely a fun side quest. So we've got the rings, Captain Leo, and a magical journey. What do you think is the best PvE roamer right now? I think fuck tons of them are really strong because PvE has not kept up with the power creep at all. And you can put Pirate Queen on any alacrity spec with high damage and just blow up the whole game. I think they all have really strong ones. If I really sat down and analyzed it, I would be able to talk about the, you know, like super speed and range and cleave and shit like that. There probably is someone at the head of the pack, truly, but I haven't really looked at that. That's probably a really fun topic to think about. All right, guys, we are 3 hours in almost here. I think that's a good stopping point for today. We've done one of the side quests. A lot of these I'm gonna do off stream now. I'm gonna like clean up basic ones where it's like, okay, just, you know, pet 10 things or do 10 of this or whatever. So next time, hopefully, what you will see is I get the final Visions of Eternity mastery point. I would say now that we've seen those grottos, we've basically seen everywhere. So guys, there's probably only 1 or 2 more episodes left in this Let's Play. I know that seems like it suddenly crept up on us there, but I think there's maybe 1 or 2 episodes. So join me next time for the probably the remaining culture things. I can't imagine these rings will take that long, and there's not like loads of dialogue. It's just, you know, 5 more rings. So yeah, basically 2 quests to go, as well as a couple of little achievements. I hope this has been entertaining, guys. Really. I know as soon as the story journal was over, it sort of takes on a different thing. Drop your comments. We'll do a Q&A section next time as well. But yeah, 1, 2, maybe 3 more episodes at a push. And we're done with our Visions of Eternity Let's Play. And I need to start looking into what I'm doing next, whether that's jumping straight into 14 or VOE or taking a bit of a break. I don't know. But this is a good one. So thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for keeping me company in the live chat. Thanks for dropping your messages in the YouTube comments. I hope you're having fun. Thanks to Zeli as well in chat for leading me around. And I'll see you next time. I'll try and get a better outfit on this as well. Have a good night, guys. Take care.